Music got cut off all of a sudden. All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you're having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Yes, we are live. Megan, this reminds me of, and Peter, you know when you see the newscast, the camera goes live, and then the host doesn't know he's live, and he's like either picking his burger or he's got all the napkin up here. I should get my napkin. Get a napkin here. Yeah, I got a napkin somewhere. It's just kind of you called at the wrong time. I seen this one. You're live. Yeah. And welcome to news. Tonight's forecast, we have the weather is going to be sunny and rainy at the same time. We don't know these markets. All right. Good morning, guys. Welcome. Hopefully having a happy Wednesday as we are. Peter, what is going on with you, man? How are you feeling today?
It seems to be a day of confusion. All right. Well, yeah, I'm doing good. You know, it was a rough day yesterday. Nothing market related though. My team didn't win. So, you know.
Your team? What team are you looking at? Basketball, hockey? Which one?
It's hockey.
Okay. So, yep. I don't know much about hockey. You guys in playoff?
Yeah, playoffs just started. We're down 2 games and went to overtime yesterday. But you know those Leafs, man, they get all the luck. It's the way it goes. It's been like that forever. It's been like that forever. It's just the way it always goes. So. I think my team outshot them like 2-1 at least, and still they just couldn't get anything on the net. So it's the way it goes. Yeah. It's funny because after that I came back and my wife was asleep when I was over at a buddy's house watching the game. I came back and then I was watching a show. Like anybody watch the Wheel of Time series, which is a fantasy thing. But anyways, I love the books. I've read the books like several times. Anyways, we'll just say. And I was watching the series, and I get it. It's a show. It's based on the books. They're not trying to replicate the books, but I can't help it. I've never been one of those where I really compare the stories and the video production to the book. But in this case, I'm like, but that's not what happened. That person doesn't die. Oh, you can't kill that person. That's not the way it goes. Anyways, I just find it funny that. And I'm getting upset. I'm like, you know what? They can make the story however they want. It's just a story.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's only so much you can fit from a 300, 200-page book, whatever it is, to an hour and a half movie, right? I mean, you can't fit all the nooks and crannies, you know?
Yeah, and this one's even worse, man. Like, it's a great series, but there are hundreds of characters in it, right? Hundreds. With all complex interaction. They've created a whole political landscape. Like, this is 14 books that are all like 800 pages each. Like, it is a massive undertaking to read it. Well worth it. I said I've read them all several times, but in fact, I'm rereading the last one now just because I feel like it. But yeah, it's not for the faint of heart. It's you got to be ready to commit to it.
Yeah, yes, that sounds like it. All right, friends, let's get to it. Let's look at our gappers list on this beautiful Wednesday morning. As my good friends are saying good morning before reminding me it is laptop day. Absolutely, it is hump day, laptop day. So yeah, we'll be doing that a little bit later. Let's look at our gap up and gap down list. Again, a lot in the gap up side of things this morning. As you can see, things are doing good, feeling good. Market has a lot of positive news out there, what can be positive. And we'll see how that's going to play out today. So again, looking forward to today's open. Should be exciting. And also we have earnings with Tesla last night. Again, not crushing their earnings and kind of missed. We'll get into all that good stuff with Peter in a second. But that was fun to. That was not fun to watch yesterday. But it did get better later in the evening. So we'll get to that. But it was a nothing burger for a couple of minutes there. And then gapping down, we got a couple on here, ENPH and some other ones that we've seen in the past. Again, I want to say maybe earnings, but we'll see what's driving them down this morning. All right, before we get to all that good stuff, let's go to our U.S. economic calendar. Peter, what we got going on today?
Yeah, so we do have a few things going on here. Let me start at the end and move backwards. At 2 o'clock this afternoon, we'll have the Fed Beige Book released. When this Beige Book is released, it's nothing that we don't already know. It's basically a summary of the decisions and opinions of the different Fed departments, regions, and each a different region produces the beige book every time it comes out. So usually all we get is some sort of knee-jerk reaction as the market computers read it, and some automatic trading gets triggered. So if you're in a trade at 2:00 or thinking one, there may be an opportunity, or it may support or move against your trade, depending on which direction it goes and how the computers read the beige book, which you'll never know. We never know until we get there. But sometimes you can get just that pop and retrace, or drop and retrace. It's usually something in a retracement. So be aware of that at 2. At 10, we've got new home sales coming out. At 9:45, we got the S&P manufacturing and services PMI numbers that come out, and then we have a couple of Fed speakers this morning. Earlier we did have, I ran out of room on my calendar here, but earlier this morning, in fact just a few minutes ago, we did have building permits, US building permits that came out. They were pretty much, it's interesting, the actual building permits came out at 1.47 million, I'll call it, versus an expected 1.48 million. But they do that in a number and a percentage, but the percentage was only 0.5% versus the 1.6% growth. So I don't know what that, but the number was pretty much on target, which was confusing for me. So I don't. Anyways, whatever. The market doesn't tend to care about building permits. So from an economic data, again, the Fed speakers are still out there on the trail, probably trying to reassure the global financial markets that the U.S. is still stable and it's good. That being said, and we'll talk about it a little bit more later, looks like we're getting some news on the tariff situation with Trump and his administration suggesting that there's a deal with China to be had. They're willing to make a deal, and that they're going to reduce the tariffs that have been imposed to get to that deal. So no specific details around that, but it goes away to reassuring the market as well that the two of them aren't. Carlos, you used the analogy of playing chicken, that they maybe won't crash the cards.
Yeah, let's both slowly pull to the side here. Nobody has to say who won. Just pull to the side and make it better for everybody. That's all we have to do here.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, so the markets are gapping up this morning, actually pretty healthily. 2.5% to 3% is the gap up we're seeing on a lot of the offerings, as well as the market indices overall. So it's looking like a little bit of a green morning this morning.
Yeah, sure is, guys. A lot of green on the screen today. Let's dive right into our gappers list. Let's look at the first couple of ones. Then we might have to hop around a little bit today because we do have a lot on here. But let's start with the first couple on the top. So VRT leading the way, up 18%. Let me get the right ticker. VRT. There we go. So VRT up 18% this morning, as you can see here. So again, pretty nice pop up for VRT, looking very, very nice today as far as the gap up. On the daily, though, I'm not sure about this one. We have looked at it in the past here, Peter. I'm not sure we traded. I do have some levels here. I don't know when we looked at this, but I do got some levels on the daily that might have been put maybe when we were in this area here. But what's the latest and greatest on them? They're up quite a bit this morning. Pre-market doesn't look great. Anything good that might have us watch this throughout the market open?
Yeah, this is not one of my favorite traders, although we have seen it on the list in the past. The reason why they're up this morning, because they did have their earnings report come out, and a very good quarter. They delivered a little over $2 billion in revenue, when the expectation was they'd be a little under $2 billion, and they beat their earnings per share number by about 2 cents, delivering 64 cents a share. So a good quarter. They all AI revenues, that's what was driving it. So the market still, I guess, likes AI, and especially if things calm down a little bit, especially on the tariff front, we can go back to talking about some of the fancy technologies that was getting us all excited and getting the market all excited a couple months ago, before the craziness started. So maybe we'll talk AI and quantum again, but they said the AI demand remains strong, and that's what led to their numbers. So the stock is gapping up quite a bit, actually. That being said, like a lot of companies, I have not seen a forecast from them. So as far as I know, they've just been silent on it. And again, the market generally, I feel like it's just not asking now. We don't want to know. The quarterly numbers are good. That's great. Tell us no more. We're moving on. So they're gapping up quite nicely. Volume little low for something with such strong earnings. I would hope. I mean, it's 1.2 million shares, but like when I look at the actual minute by minute trading, it doesn't look that robust.
Yeah, yeah. I don't like it here, friends. So again, I think today we're going to find so many great things to look at. This is not going to be one of them. So they're leading the way in the gap up, but they're not going to be on my list here. UPXI was the low flow that was very active just a couple of days ago. I mean, you can see it here on the daily, how much volume they got all the way up to, I think it was like 22 something, maybe 22 or right below it, and then slam back down. Today, this is like their third day of play after this massive move. They're up 11.8, but again, once you start seeing this, the volume died down on these low flow stocks. It gets pretty scary here. So I won't be watching today. Can it be in play? Yes. Can it rally back up here to 15 and higher? Yes. But again, I just don't know how much is going to be in play if you don't start getting great volume. And also what we see a lot in this situation is they just get so choppy with these low flow stocks. A lot of fake out, people that are trapped here, the minute they get break even, they're going to dump their shares on you. So just be careful. Not a whole lot good that I like here on these low floats.
Yeah, I mean, not much to talk about. Like you said, it's sort of just a little bit of a bounce. I mean, it's a low float, high movement stock that I haven't really put an eye to because it's not all that interesting to me.
Yep. Let's move on. TEM is next, and this one is up 8.9 right here. 600,000 shares traded. A ticker that we have looked at in the past. I don't think I ever traded it. I might have had it on my list, maybe here and there, but for the most part, not one that's front and center. And again, I don't see anything exciting today. They're up 9%, so they're ahead here of a lot of tickers this morning that are in the green, with 600,000 shares traded. Peter, is there any news might be worth watching this one?
I mean, they do have some news. This is an AI services company in the medical. I mean, they've got a couple of divisions, but one of them is in the medical services field. And they have partnered with AstraZeneca and a company called Pathos. Anyways, I'm not sure. Sounds Greek. Whatever it is, to develop an oncology multimodal foundation model. So basically, they're using large data structures and their AI technology to help them build new service models. So good news for them. They are probably the smallest of the partners in this, which is why they're the ones that are going to get the biggest price bump on this deal. Not sure, Carlos, what to expect out of it. This is a stock that typically only trades about, 5 to 9 million shares a day. We're, even on this news, we haven't even broken the million share mark pre-market. So, like you said about UPXI or some of the others, there's going to be better stuff to watch, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll find something better. Quick snap look at our gappers list here. The BSX is the next one on here. Again, we're going through all the crap first. It's okay. We got to go through the pain to get to the good stuff. But here's BSX, Boston Scientific. I mean, it's just not a day trading ticker at all. There's just no volume here this morning. Daily, it looks brutal. I mean, nothing to see here.
Which is a shame. Cool company, lots of fun. They're the ones that like to produce the videos of the dancing robot dogs. They had earnings. Basically, they had a strong quarter. They actually did provide guidance, which is interesting, and suggested that their earnings growth is going to be robust in the year. So that's interesting. They didn't shy back. They think that it's going to still be a good year for them, and they raised their guidance to over the top end of analyst expectations. So yeah, good news for them. But like you said, not really tradable.
Yeah, not fun at all. All right, this is what is this? GOGL, Golden Ocean. Okay, Golden Ocean here. Not to be mistaken, but anything having to do with Google here. But GOGL is again just messy. We've seen this ticker in the past. I have not traded it, have not really watched it, and I'm going to do the same today.
Look, there is news, but it's a merger. They are merging with something called CMB Tech. CMB.Tech apparently is the name of the company. Interesting. name. Anyways, look, this is shipping companies, and they're just doing shipping company stuff, not a tradable offering.
Yeah, no good. All right, we're getting there, guys. I know the anticipation is building up, and we want to get to the good stuff. I can feel the tension, just like a tariff war between U.S. and China. I feel it. Now here it is, hood. All right, let's start there. We're getting warm. We're getting warm. Like I tell my kids when they're high for Easter, they couldn't find the last couple of eggs. I'm like, getting warm, cold or warm. We're getting warm. Here's hood.
Oh, I've done that many of them.
Yeah, when they can find the last couple ones, I'm just got to help them out. So here's hood. Hood up 8% this morning, 1.2 million shares traded, Peter. We are seeing Bitcoin higher in the last couple of days, right? So that we've seen that pop. And I know hood does other things, but seems like part of the crypto has become a big part of these guys. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a big part of what drives their price. I mean, from a business perspective, I don't actually know how much of their business it is. I would think it's not the majority, but it's a significant enough piece that it's going to cause them to rise. Bitcoin had a great day yesterday, moving from around the mid 80s, 84,000, up to a high of about 94,000. Right now, sitting at 93,700. So, Bitcoin prices really moved up, and we saw pretty much everything that dealt in Bitcoin move. Right. So whether you're looking at Clean Spark or Riot or Mara or Coin or the hood, they were all moving yesterday and are continuing that momentum through the day today. So hood I think is probably going to be in play. Is it the best one to be in play? I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, it might be worth watching, but I'm going to reserve judgment on that because, again, we haven't got through the bulk of the list yet, I think. There's so much stuff out there to, if you like things moving higher, trade, you got lots and lots to pick from.
Yeah. So I'm on the fence on this one. Probably won't be adding it to my list, but again, we got a few we can choose from. We'll decide in a second here what's going to make our list or not. And then heading down, we have the next one. Oh, it just bounced around. Tesla's bouncing back and forth. But let's go to Tesla because I know it's a lot to cover on here. We are up 7.8 this morning, 5.7 million shares traded. This is the Tesla we like to see. I mean, great pre-market activity, gapping up this morning. Positive news with Elon getting back to his company here. Peter, fill us in on everything that has been going on here.
Yeah, so the numbers on Tesla weren't good. But everybody was expecting that, right? I mean, there haven't been a lot of surprises. Tesla's been heavily in the news because we know that they've been having challenges. A lot of demonstrations at Tesla dealerships. Sales have been down in many regions. So, that was all known going in, and arguably it was already built into the price. When we had the earnings come out right after 4 o'clock, the price really didn't do much. And that sort of makes sense, right? With that, theory that it's already been built in. Everybody was waiting for the commentary, and is really when the live analyst Q&A started at about 5:15 Eastern time that we saw the stock price start to move. And in fact, I think John jumped right back into the room here and was talking to our traders in the room a little bit later, Carlos, after we finished the live broadcast.
I did see that. Yeah, I saw that. Heard part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, he was back in there.
He was working after hours.
Yeah, it was an after hours. It was like the after party. So anyways, but that's when things started to move. So the numbers, look, they missed revenue, they missed earnings, deliveries were down 20%. So all of that is really bad numbers, which normally would indicate a stock would be dropping. But assuming that's built in, what people wanted to know is Elon going to get refocused? What's happening with a lot of their promised products? Elon did what Elon usually does. So he got on and he made all sorts of promises about things going to be delivered and growth and timelines. It's funny how it doesn't seem to matter how many times he says, he tells us a product is going to come out in X or Y time frame. The market seems to love to forget that he never hits his numbers. He just never hits the dates. Everything's always late. I don't think he's ever delivered anything to the original schedule. I could be wrong on that. Maybe there's something, but the majority of the time he doesn't. But the market doesn't care. So you know what? We shouldn't care. Hey, if the market doesn't care, then so be it, right? Tesla stock is moving up nice and robustly today. The other thing that he said that they wanted to hear is that he was cutting back on his Doge time. He didn't say he was stopping it altogether. He said he was going to be serving about 2 days a week on Doge just to make sure, in his words, well, paraphrasing his words, that the cuts he made, that the terrible spending doesn't sort of seep back into government. So he's just going to make sure that doesn't happen. And he serves at the pleasure of the president. He'll do that for as long as the president requests it of him. So, I guess that was reassuring to the market that, that means that he's got time, appropriate time, to focus on Tesla and drive that company's products. So look, I mean, Tesla's in play. Like we keep saying, that it doesn't really matter what you think, right? Good or bad. Is it sort of the message you wanted or not? The stock is moving today, absolutely, and a little more robust than the market. Like I said, market's up about 2.5% to 3%. Tesla's up 7.7% today. So and on decent volume. So you know what? Let's trade it. It's up over 250. It's looking good.
Yeah, it sure is going to be front and center on my list. Of course, I'm going to add it right on here. Tesla on the primary list. All right, heading back to our scanners from tradingterminal.com. Friends, you can always get this complete for free. We have Tesla on deck. We have SMCI. We have not looked at that one in some time. So let's take a look. And my list keeps shuffling, right? I went through all the top ones, and I got brand new names up top here. So I'm just going to try to cover some of the big ones, POTR, QBTS, and Quantum. I see them on here. So we'll go that route because this list is just all over the place today in a good way, right? Things are looking very green this morning. Let's go to SMCI, Peter. This one here is up 7.6, and you can see here it's not an easy stock to trade, but again, I've seen you guys crush this stuff, right? So I tend to put it on my secondary list. I might do the same today to just kind of watch something a little bit different. It does got some volume this morning, up 1.2. So I think this would be a real good one on that secondary list, Peter. Overall market stuff or just individual news on this?
I don't see anything unique here on SMCI, so I think it's just moving with the markets. SMCI tends to, sort of react more than the sector overall, so I'm not really that surprised to see it moving. Hey, look, it gets movement, it gets volume still on a regular basis. It still trades about 42 million shares a day on average. So yeah, SMCI decent. I mean, I still prefer Nvidia and AMD myself, but there's nothing wrong with trading SMCI if you like it.
Yeah, absolutely nothing wrong on this one. Going to put on my secondary one, and we'll see if it stays there because, again, just so much that we can watch this morning. All right, let's look at Quantum. We'll look at Nvidia and AMD. And then, Peter, I want to go to you to see if you have anything else you want to go over. I do see BA on there as well. I mean, this list went from 0 to 60 really quick in a few minutes ago. I mean, Amazon, BA, American Airlines, you name it. It is all on here. BABA, Snap. Your favorite tickers are on the green today. So
it's all on there. Well, a couple of things we should pick out of it then. We talked about SAP last night because that earnings, it's really a nothing burger. There's not much going on. Good quarter for them. Really, what's more important is, being that it was a good quarter, the suggestion is that sort of bodes well for some of the tickers we do watch, like Microsoft and some others in the software services industry, some of the bigger companies. So we'll see their earnings come out a little bit later. What had earnings this morning, though, was Boeing. You mentioned those. Boeing just a second ago, Carlos. Look, Boeing's had a lot of bad news over the last little while, right? From issues with the strike. I mean, let's not forget, they had a big strike this time last year, right, with workers sort of halting production with those activities. They've had problems with parts falling off. They've had orders canceled, caught in the middle of the trade war as China sent back a couple of planes. Look, maybe it's all just smoke and mirrors, and it's not as impactful as you might think, because Boeing delivered excellent numbers in the quarter. They beat top and bottom line, and they say their jet deliveries is actually what drove their earnings in the last quarter. They're expecting to be able to ramp up production on some of the Max. What is it? The 737 Max, whatever it is.
Yep.
They're big planes. They're painting a fairly robust picture. They completed the sale of a couple of divisions, as they said they're going to refocus this Ortberg digital aviation solutions, which they're also selling. So, anyways, I don't know. There's good news coming out of Boeing. Like Boeing is resilient to all pressures put upon it. So, I mean, from I forgot even about remember the court cases where people were being unalived, and like this company, they've had all the weird stuff, and yet the stock just
It's a
doesn't
movie,
care.
man. It's like that James
I
Bond
know.
Bourne movie here, man. It's just
Yeah, you'd
yeah.
think you'd be making this stuff up, but it's all happened to Boeing, and yet they keep on keeping on. So yeah, Boeing in play after the earnings. Look, I always struggle to trade this. I just don't trade Boeing well. We don't get along. I don't know why. I just can't trade it well. So, but there's good enough news that it's worth at least considering for your list today. But like we said, we've got lots out there, such as AT&T. So we saw Verizon yesterday. AT&T has earnings this morning. A little bit of a mixed picture on AT&T. They actually beat on revenue, but missed on bottom line earnings, but not by much. So it was overall good. Their stock is moving higher. I think this is largely being buoyed by both the government and, as we said, in this sector, they always look at customers, right? How many customers do you have? And in their case, where Verizon was actually losing customers, it looks like AT&T has actually increased their customer base. So despite the mixed numbers in the quarter, the fact that their subscriber base is higher is good news for them. They added 324,000. The U.S. phone companies are always interesting to me, Carlos, because I always get the impression there's actually no new customers out there. It's just like 300,000 or so customers that they keep just trading amongst each other all the time, and it's just over who gets them and who loses them. So, and look, I think your wireless provider is just like a bank. Everybody loves to hate their bank. Why? They all suck. Their customer service sucks. Their rates are generally too high, and they're so people get angry, and every month, every quarter, a bunch of them say, "Screw you! I'm going to the competition," and then they get over there and say, "This isn't any better," and then they move back once their contract's up. So it's just the way it goes, I think. So.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. But yeah, there it is. Those are stuff with earnings and what's going on so far. Again, tons of stocks on here this morning. I'm gonna look at Nvidia. It's one that we usually have on deck. Today they're up nice, man, 5.7 with 10 million shares traded. So I do love this one. I'm gonna add this one to my list as well. So right now for me, if you look at the bottom tab, I have Tesla, BA, because I think they can trade very well. We gotta wait for the market open for the volume to come in, and I also have Nvidia as well, and SMCI on my secondary list. Some of the ones that were on our list, Quantum, QBTS, Rigetti Spaghetti, all on there today as well, and today they're looking much better than they have in the last couple of days. RGTI is up 5.6 with 885,000 shares traded, a lot more volume than we saw in the pre-market yesterday. They were gapping up, but they didn't have this great volume they do today. And the other one is QUBT are the ones that we look at, and there's some other ones as well, Core Weaver and some other, not Core Weaver, some other tickers as well. But pick your favorite. I don't see them that explosive today. Besides RGTI, maybe could be the best one. Peter, what's your thoughts? Have you looked at any of the quantum stuff this morning?
I just flashed through them as you were talking about it. I don't really like any of them, to be honest. So I think they're probably just moving with the overall market here this morning, and I don't see any reason for them particularly to be in play. So I'm going to focus on my usual. I think they're going to be more fun, to be honest.
Yeah. Yep. All right, perfect. Let's stop here, and then we'll head down. Anything else here on the gap up before we get to our?
Is there news on RGTI? I don't really see. It looks like they had some investment from these Liberty Park Capital. Anyways, yeah, I don't love it. Anyways, Anything else to look at? Well, Carlos, look. I mean, you can pretty much pick anything you want. It's green across the screen. It's green everywhere today. So, we haven't talked about Apple, the other Magnificent Seven, right? Amazon, Google, Meta. It looks like they're all in play today. Nothing particular. Pick whichever one you want. Looks like I got some comments in the chat and on YouTube with my talk of telecos and anyways. What was very instructive for me in my life was that having traveled and lived in a number of places for work, I had to deal with usually at that time it was cable, right? Cable and phone providers, but they were all like home phone, wired phone stuff. But anyways, but having dealt with them in Canada, and then I go to the US, and then I lived in Australia, and even just more recently with my son in Scotland, I realize they're the same everywhere around the world, right? Like you get put on hold, they'll raise your rates without informing you. You call and they're like, "Oh yeah, we can offer you a discount." Well, why didn't you just give me the discount? Instead of making me call. Anyways, it's the same. It's been the same for decades. It's the same everywhere in the world, and they all suck. It's just so it doesn't seem to matter.
Yeah.
It's just funny. It's funny how you've got these entire industries that all operate similar. And, I thought it was just a Canadian thing. I get angry because we had government protection of Bell for years and years, and then they opened it up, and then all the other companies are, pretty much just as bad in terms of, being able to sort of weave your way through their arcane systems to try and figure out how you're supposed to manage your own services. Yeah, here's the rant for today. But anyways, yeah. One of the best scenes I ever liked was was from The Incredibles, where Mr. Incredible, he's working at the insurance company, and his boss is calling him into the office to give him hell because how did the customer possibly weave the way through their arcane system to be able to figure out how to actually get paid? And I'm thinking that's it's sort of a joke, but it's not really a joke, right? That's how it works. They purposely make it complex so that you hopefully just give up.
That's how it works. Good morning, guys, over on YouTube. Andrew's on YouTube as well, up and ready to go. Joe got it. He got it here. Joe says, "Good morning, BBT. A laptop would be great." So we put a little filter. For those that don't know, on the giveaway today, we put a filter that if you request for a laptop before saying good morning to your friends over on YouTube, you are going to be removed from the giveaway. So say good morning first before you request a laptop. What was that?
You've guilted everybody into saying good morning to you. So, all right. We had an interesting question yesterday from one of our people, and they said, "Hey, can I win again?" That implies that they already won once, and I said, "Well, you might as well try." I mean, I don't know. There's nothing that prevents you from winning again, I suppose, if you're lucky enough. It's like buying a lottery ticket; you don't get locked out. So. As far as I know,
we'll probably give somebody else a shot. Though. If you win again, it would be nice to give somebody else a shot. But I don't know.
Don't know. But I mean, if you enter and you're, I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends if Andrew recognizes your name or not. If he doesn't, then maybe that's a good question. His discretion at the end of the day, but.
First world problems.
Go. Up or down is saying if they win twice, they'll give it to someone else. Well, that's very kind of you. So,
that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Anyways. Well, whatever it is, hey, I still want to give a shout out to Ian who won last time and was in the chat room yesterday saying, "Hey, everybody, look, I'm here. I'm using my free membership that I won and loving it." So, welcome to the chat room. Ian or Ian or whatever everybody was calling you, but I'm pretty sure you're an Ian.
All right, look at all the good mornings we're getting here. I was kidding about the good morning stuff, but I love seeing the good morning stuff. It makes me feel nice, warm, and fuzzy inside. So thank you, guys. Hit that thumbs up on YouTube. But no, to be honest, all you need to do is just to be subscribed to the channel. Hit the thumbs up and just comment anything. You could just say GM is perfectly fine. And you're in when Andrew comes in later at 10:30 to do the drawing. All right, let's take a look at what's capping down. I know these are not interesting, and we're probably going to go back to talking about more of the gap up stuff because, again, I think that's where the action is this morning. But EMPH, this does trade well. We've seen this in the past do some stuff. Not recently. I have not traded it, but I know in the past we did get some good trading out of it. And in the past, I'm talking about months ago. It has been a while since we looked at this. But today they're down 10%, 1.1 million shares traded. This is Face Energy. Again, I just don't know if it's going to beat out some of the other stuff that we have on our list today, Peter.
Yeah, and this is a solar services company. Solar services, not favored by this administration, so not a surprise. They did have earnings yesterday. Not a good quarter. They missed top and bottom line, and they actually have given a forecast and say that they expect it to be a tough 2025 fiscal year. So they are basically calling off or lowering their forecast quite significantly. So yeah, that's usually what it takes to drop them, despite the strong market here. They're dropping. Look, with everything else happening, it's not bad to look at stuff that are moving the opposite direction, because at least you got some independence and it might provide opportunity. ENPH, unlikely to be something I'm going to trade today. The volume's not bad, but something about the price action, it just doesn't look quite consistent enough for me to think that I'm going to put a lot of focus on it.
Yeah, yes, same here. Next one on here is going to be EU. And again, another one that has been very active, obviously, given the way gold and everything's been playing around. Pulling back here a little bit today. Not really a great day trading company, so we won't spend a lot of time on it. We spoke a lot about this even yesterday, Peter. You kind of mentioned how these trade. And, they're not usually great intraday tickers for at least the way me and you trade. So we'll move on to another one here.
But gold prices, got to give a shout out to Jared. He called gold. We didn't actually specifically call the drop, but he did say, hey, if we start to see weakness, I'm shorting gold. And yesterday was absolutely the day to do that, because gold prices just slid downwards all day yesterday. And I noticed they're gapping down again this morning. So, I mean, gold's still in all-time high territory, but it's off the peak. So it's not a surprise we're going to see some of the mining companies probably, if there's one weak segment of the market today, it would be the precious metals or gold prices specifically. So,
yeah, yep, 100%. Okay, let's see what else. Gapping down, we have BMY again, another one that doesn't trade very well. BMY is here. Let me bring it up. Yeah, so BMY down 4%. Again, Bristol Myers, Peter, we've spoken about this many times. We usually don't have it on the list. I don't see today being any different this morning. So we'll skip on this one unless you have something to share.
No, I think they've got their earnings are tomorrow. So they did have a phase 3 trial released last night that they said, didn't do well. Their phase 3 trial on a schizophrenia drug, if I can say it, sort of failed its endpoint. So that's why it's dropping this morning. I don't love it. It's good enough news normally that it might consider trading it, but on a day like today, when you've got such a big market gap, it might just want to move on from it. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I like the news, I have to admit. Well, it's not good news that the drug failed, but it's tradable news. So
yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm gonna skip it for now. Let's see what else we have here. And then the last one's another, again, going into the kind of gold, and again, just not looking all that good for the gap down. How about STLA? Anything there, Peter, or anything else as far as earnings that we want to cover?
Oh, Stellantis, man. These guys, they can't win. Remember yesterday we were talking about the drop in car price values. Well, Stellantis holds 2 of the vehicles that have the largest, reduced value, and they still, they just have not been doing well for the last little while. I don't see anything new on it other than their continued woes on their global production line. Their Chrysler brands and Jeep brands especially not doing well, but they're going to be hit pretty heavily with in this tariff environment. So I've never actually traded it, Carlos. I've looked at it a few times. The volume is always, it just doesn't, I don't like the patterns. I don't like the way it moves.
Yeah, same here. I don't think I have ever touched this. And if I did, it was definitely an error. It just doesn't look good. Peter, aside from our gappers list, which we kind of cover pretty much everything on the gap down, we'll go back to the gap up after a few things we check here. Anything else you like gapping down today?
Yeah, I've got really not much else to add. We've talked about a lot, so I think there's enough opportunity through all of that for you to take a look at. Again, we mentioned AT&T, we mentioned Boeing. Those are the big earnings for this morning. There's actually a lot of earnings this morning. A lot of companies. Philip Morris had earnings. Checkpoint Software, General Dynamics. But we don't. Again, I don't. They don't trade that well normally, so I don't focus a lot on them. I think you guys, Magnificent Seven, great place to look today with the market moving as much. This is the type of day that Brian from the chat room often says he doesn't like these big gap up days, right? Because at the open, it can actually be more difficult to figure out where things are going. Because as the money pours in at the 9:30 opening bell, are those pockets? Is that money going to think that the market is actually gone too far and we're going to get a pullback, or is it going to continue the move? Sometimes you just get a little bit of uncertainty and we sort of chop sideways despite the big gap up. So I'm going to be pretty cautious at this open, but I do think later this morning there's going to be good opportunity. And don't forget, we still have some economic news that's going to give us some potential market movement with data coming out later this morning, and then the beige book at 2 p.m. So Carlos, well, you and I will be trading live here together, so we'll see how it goes as we get there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, friends. Let's stop here. Let's take a couple of tickets from you guys. We won't take too much because again, it's just so much stuff to look at and go through today. But let's start in chat here. What else do you guys like this morning? Again, we know about the Max 7, so we're not going to dive into those. Those are slightly all up this morning. Let's look at the outliers, if there are any that maybe we haven't spoken about. Will giving us PEGA up 32%, no volume. What is this, Pega? Oh, this is what you spoke about earlier, Peter, right? Was this one you spoke about?
No, I don't think so.
No. Oh, okay. I thought you had mentioned something with that system.
No,
But
Pega Systems.
yeah, it's no volume, guys, right? You are getting a huge gap up, 30%. I just don't see the volume for my style of trading, right? So it could be the best thing today on our watch list, but again, right now it's not setting up like that. So if you have space to watch it, definitely put it on deck. And if you see something great on it, let us know. See something, say something. NBIS, this is a foreign ticker, and I just think it's not going to be some of the stuff that we have here, like a Tesla, a BA, Nvidia. I haven't looked at POTR yet, which has been awesome for us, really. I mean, POTR has been amazing. Amazon, another one that's been great. So I don't think it's going to beat that. One that had news yesterday was Oklo, right? Oklo had a big drop, and look at the recovery here. And this was Sam was leaving his position here, right? So that obviously big drop, and then the recovery today. This could be good. 1.1 million shares traded, 1.4. It's on a different catalyst than what we're seeing here this morning. Could be interesting. I like this as a secondary, and I have traded Oklo before in the past. Again, it can be very wild, but it can be a great trader as well. It can have some potential breakouts here. So on the secondary list for now, Peter, anything to add on this one? I know this one broke out last night. We had some good action on it. So we'll have it on.
Yeah, look, it feels like as soon as the news of the tariff relief potentially, or a reduction of the tariff war, which has been focused on China in the last couple of weeks. Remember, it sort of started with Canada and Mexico, and then it moved to Europe, and now China's sort of taken the headlines. And with, again, Trump suggesting that he's willing to compromise and reduce his position to be able to get to a negotiated deal. It feels like now we're able to focus back on the stuff that we were talking about before the whole tariff. Remember those, right? It was about the nuclear energy. It was about AI. We were talking about quantum. So OKLO. I mean, look, there's some news on it. They do have some changes on the executive board position. Sam Altman, who's sort of we'll call him an activist investor. Anyways, apparently he's going to be stepping down from the board as chairman. So that is interesting. Ultimately, I guess I don't really know what that means, because it depends on whether does that change their perspective on where they're going. How much of a driving force was he on the company? It's gapping up, but less than the market overall. So this still, while there's news, still doesn't feel in play.
Yeah. All right, perfect. All right, guys, let's stop here. Let's go over to some community events and announcements happening on this beautiful Wednesday. I know we got so much to talk about. We can do a pre-market show for like 2 hours on the market is like this, but we are coming up on time here. So let's go to what's happening today. Then we'll come back and get ready for our market open. You can always check bearbootraders.com, click on webinars, and that's going to show you what's happening for the next 2 weeks. Today we'll focus on Wednesday.
Yes, indeed. So Wednesday is our psychology-focused day when we take a look at the mental game, which is really a big, significant part of trading that often gets overlooked in the technicals. And we put a very strong focus here at Bear Bull Traders and at Peak Capital Trading. So today is a good day to be able to provide some additional attention to it. Let's start tonight with our the signature webinar that usually happens at 8 o'clock. And it is happening at 8 o'clock tonight in the webinar room for all of our elite members. Randy Howell is going to be leading that one, talking about how you can manage your psychology to maintain your strength to be a consistently profitable trader. So that's happening tonight at 8 o'clock. And should be a great session. And in the next week's webinar, looks like it's going to be a duo with Mike and Brendan, and Mike's going to be delivering that live from France, I think, because he should be there. I'm going to be in a plane, but he's going to be delivering that one, so that'll be interesting next week. But for this week, regular time, 8 o'clock in the webinar room with Randy Howell. Over the course of the day, we do have 2 sessions for you to take advantage of at 11 o'clock and noon. So at 11 o'clock, Avi's going to talk about trading options and take you through sort of his live trading. He's usually pretty active at that time of the day, so he'll go through live trading with you at 11 for our elite members, once again in the webinar room. And then Dr. Vanessa Charlin will take over. Vanessa will do that at noon in the webinar room. Again, an active time for trading for her. So she's going to sort of talk about her trading strategies and styles, and hopefully you'll join her in the webinar room for those. So 11 o'clock and noon today, and then, of course, 8 o'clock tonight. Those are our sessions. If you want to join us here at Bear Bull Traders, then we'd love to have you. We've got a number of membership options for you to consider. Just go to bearbulltraders.com, and you can get all the information you need. Scroll down to the bottom of that entry page, and you'll see the offers there. The best deal being that platinum one we've talked about, and really that involves that bootcamp, which is getting closer and closer every day. Starts May the 5th, the next one. So if you wanted to join that, I actually don't know if we have any room left in that. Last time Andrew mentioned it, we only had a couple of seats left, so it could very well be sold out. But we do have another class in September. If you wanted to join, it's a good time to take advantage of the deal, because that's sort of the best deal you get: a full year, the funded $50,000 account, and of course that 3-month intensive bootcamp program. So JJ's asking a question about memberships here. Want to upgrade your membership from Elite to Platinum if it expires in November? Absolutely. You will not lose any time. Don't worry about that. So what will happen is you can use your existing membership, and then the new one will sort of go from the November to November. So you won't lose time in that for sure. So yeah, we'll make sure that our team usually does that automatically, but we hate to do that. So not a problem. And Christophe, yes, you did hear trading from France. Yeah, it's getting close. This whole marathon thing, can't believe it's almost upon us. Mike's going down a couple of days before I am, but I know I leave April the 30th, so that's a week from today. I'll actually be getting on a plane and heading over to France to get ready for this marathon, which I really don't feel ready for. But hey, what can I do? It's here now. I'm going to do it. I'm going to cross that finish line one way or the other, but it may not be pretty. So.
Peter's like, I'm starting. I don't know how I'm finishing, but I'm starting. Exactly. That's all that matters. Yeah. That's it. There you go.
Exactly. I will be on the start line, and I will make it to that finish line again. I may be like crawling my way across it, but damn it, I'm going to do it.
That is all good, man. That is all good. All right, friends. All right, let's get to some levels here. Once Andrew and Brian come on, we'll hop over to them over in the chat. I see their watch list and everything is ready, and then we'll continue here on YouTube. Over on YouTube, friends, hit that thumbs up. Really appreciate it. It does help us out a ton. We are sitting at 248 likes, so yeah, let's get those to 400. I think we could do it. We got 700 great viewers at the moment, so thank you. Thank you, guys. All right, let's get some levels in. Tesla, BA, Nvidia, and POTR are the ones I have on deck right now. again, there's so much more I want to add to this list, but I just don't want to go crazy. There's so much happening. Every time I look at the gap up list, it's another great ticker on there for us to look at. So as you go to the market open, we'll continue to fine tune that watch list there. Tesla 257.75 is the high of the pre-market. 79 actually, 248.76 is what I'm showing for the low of the pre-market. Once you do that, guys, you're set towards the bottom here, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days, and then towards the top, we're going to slam down 267.84 and right up here over on 276.09. So again, looking really good pre-market right now with 7.5 million shares traded. Again, a lot of green on the screen, including our good buddy, well, not good buddy, but one that's just so resilient here, BA. 173.79 is the high of the pre-market. The low is just slightly above the previous day close, around 164.77. So we'll slam one there. And then in between those two highs and lows, you do have an area here. I think it's worth marking down. It's around 170.10. That's a good level there. Above the pre-market highs, we have 178.75. And then all the way up here, 183. So looking forward to this one. Again, looking pretty nice this morning. And they get better after the market open. They usually don't have great volume in the pre-market, given there are in the New York Stock Exchange. But man, they can trade really, really good. Nvidia towards the bottom, plenty of levels. We're just going to mark down the low of the pre-market over at 102.50. The high is setting up at 104.70. There it is. And then above that, guys, we do have a couple of areas here. 108.37, great place there. And another big level over at 112.77. You have a couple in here that you could mark down if you like. But I'm just going to focus on the real big levels this morning that we have on Nvidia. And then towards the bottom, you're set. Nothing to add there. Keep it nice and simple. PLTR, I love this stock. This stock is explosive. Have given us a lot of great opportunities lately. So I'm going to watch it again here. 99.95 is the high of the pre-market. The low is going to be 97.27. So right in here. We'll mark that there. And then you're surrounded towards the bottom, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days, doing a great job there. Finally broke out of this messy area, which is kind of ping pong back and forth here. Finally broke out, and we're looking towards the top here as far as levels goes. The big one is over here, 108.51. Then you're kind of don't really have much to go on. You got some really wide daily candles here. So again, they're not great. Maybe an area around 103.53, but again, you don't have a lot of touches on here, which makes it a little more difficult to find levels. That big one, 108.51, is the one you want to keep an eye on. That's my list right now. I'm going to add more to this. I only have 4 here for right now, but again, you got Amazon, you got Apple, you got just so many things going on here that are looking great. You got Rivian on the list today. I mean, when's the last time you heard about Rivian being on the gap up list? Up 3.6, 438. Even the bad stuff is starting to look good. All right, Peter, take us through what our team is watching. And then actually, we'll do this. If Brian and Andrew are ready, we'll hop to them, and then we'll give our YouTube members what we're watching. There it is. Brian is logging in. So we're going to hop off because we need to give them time to get ready here in chat. Andrew's got his screens connected there. Awesome. All right, members, trade safe. We'll see you guys later. We want to continue here in our YouTube channel.
Trade smart, everybody.
Absolutely. Let me just mute Andrew on my headphones. And yeah, Peter, if you can tell our YouTube friends what the team is watching this morning.
All right, absolutely. So we got a lot of familiar faces, if you will, on the list here. Not a surprise on a day like today when everything's gapping up. Lenny's going to be watching Tesla, Nvidia, AMD, Amazon, Meta, PLTR, into INTC, and Boeing. So as usual, Lenny's got a big list, lots of targets. Thor is going to keep it a little more focused with Apple, Google, and PLTR. Avi's going to be watching Apple, AMD, Tesla, and Nvidia. Andrew going to be watching PLTR, Tesla, and Nvidia. I'm surprised that there's some of those others that he's not watching, but he's going to keep it focused on some of the big ticket items. Brian is also similarly going to be watching Tesla, PLTR, and Nvidia. Brendan, Tesla, PLTR, and Nvidia. He's also added AMD to his list. Mike is watching Tesla and Nvidia. You notice people are sticking to some of the big ones that we know move. So on a day like today, that again makes a lot of sense to me. I'm probably going to be doing the same. Pierre is going to be watching AMD, Nvidia, Tesla, and PLTR. Jared is going to be watching PLTR, Tesla, and Nvidia. He's also going to be watching gold, of course. We talked about that, and he's got an eye on those gold prices. Phil's going to be watching Nvidia, PLTR, Tesla. I've got, I didn't put PLTR on my list, admittedly. I have AMD, Tesla, and Nvidia, and I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm going to watch AT&T, going to keep an eye on Boeing, and, of course, Apple, which I've liked how it's moved sort of a little contrary to the market the last little while. Eamon's in with his list. He's just got a potential long on UNH. Always trades a little differently, so not a surprise he's going to be watching something different today. So we'll see how all of these go. As you can see, Carlos already talked about his list. He's got a few things there that he's going to keep an eye on. So we'll let you know, guys. We'll let you know what's moving. We've got 2.5 minutes to this open. We've got a market that's gapping up 2.5 to 3% here. It's
it's a beautiful thing.
It's good movement, but I think it's going to be challenging trading at the open. That's my gut, but we'll see. Hopefully I'm wrong, and you guys all have an amazing day, and it's like super easy. And you're saying, why is this so easy? I like somebody in the chat room just asked, is this a legit rally? Well, the fact that it's rallying makes it legit. I don't know what you mean by legit. It's just, is it going to sustain? Well, who knows, right? I mean, let's face it, like we keep saying, every rally and drop in the market in the last couple of months has all been news driven. It's again news driven, right? Because of the announcements out of the White House. So in this case, right, it's good news that he's easing pressure or stepping back some of at least saying that he's willing to. That being said, that's just a statement. As far as I know, the U.S. and China have not had renewed talks to be able to sort of work things through. So, it's one thing to say, we're willing to consider lower tariffs. It's another thing when you get into the details and people get themselves angry and the testosterone starts to get going again. So.
Yes.
All
right.
1 minute.
Market open. Let's rock here.
Yes, sir.
5 minutes.
Carlos, you got anything?
Minute.
You always wait 3 minutes, right?
Yeah, I'm waiting 3 minutes even today, man. I'm excited, but still wait 3 minutes before I take any trades. I just feel like that volatility fakes me out too much. That's what my data has shown me in the past. So I just wait 3 minutes, look for a breakout after. And also, if it's a 5 minute, I'm going to wait 5 minutes for a 5 minute RB. So yeah, that's the plan out of the gates. Although I really like the Rising Devil and Fallen Angel. Those are really great strategies, man.
They are.
So, they happened before.
We got AT&T that had good news on the day, sort of, but they're dropping. They're actually red here because they've been dropping pre-market. So this would be like a lead balloon type trade, which is sort of it's a convoluted Fallen Angel.
Yeah.
Rising Devil thing. Anyways, all right, let's see what's happened. There's the bell.
Ding, ding, ding. All right, friends, see what we got going on here. Eyes on Tesla, of course. See what our good buddy Tesla is doing.
And like I said, right, we got to be careful. Just because the market is gapping up so heavily, we got to determine, does the market, the big money that's now entering the market, all this extra volume, do they think that this pre-market gap is overdone and they're going to take it back a bit, or are they going to build upon it?
Yeah.
And so far, it's tough to tell. On Tesla, they're sort of indicating that maybe they're going to pull it back a bit. Got an initial drop.
Let's see.
Apple is pushing higher maybe here.
Tesla taking a bit of a dive here. BA not getting any volume. Nvidia down, and PLTR, which is the other one I'm watching here, a bit of a drop and then a recovery here. So let's see where this thing goes today. Okay. Let's see here. Perfect. Bring this over here to, there we go. All right. Ooh, Yamis long SMCI. Good stuff. Yeah, call your trace out, guys. I want to see what you guys are doing. So call your trace out. Yes. I want to see how you guys are trading. Yeah.
Got a good little pop here. So Interesting. It's because it's moving like Nvidia's pulling back.
Yeah.
Intel, AMD, all pulling back a little bit. SMCI is the one that's pushing higher. So.
Yep. Yep. Let's see here, friends. All right. Minute 2. Let's see where the action is. PLTR, good move. Good move. I don't know if we're going to get a pullback on this. I'm sorry. Excuse me. SMCI. It's the one I have up on my screen. So Amanda long as well. Okay, so we've got Amanda. We got Yama long SMCI. Good job, guys. Hopefully you're into the parceling territory already. So very good. Nvidia, interesting on this drop here. Love the volatility we're getting. Let's see if we can recover above the VWAP. Could be a nice VWAP breakout if we can get above the VWAP and settle above that. So a lot happening. Don't let the excitement drive you crazy. Stay focused. Look for the setup, because it can do that. It can, just because you feel good doesn't mean you got to be trigger happy. So let's focus in, because it happens. We've been there, right, Peter? You feel good. You feel everything is going to be a trade, and it's not. You still got to look for that setup. PLTR, nice break above the VWAP. I love this stock. It can be so explosive, but minute 3 just came now.
All right.
We'll love a pullback. What you in, Peter? What you got?
I was trying to do my lead balloon type trade on AT&T, and I don't know why I didn't get filled. So 27.10, I was trying to short it, and it's pulling back nicely. But when I went to take a partial, I realized I somehow didn't get filled on my entry. So I don't know what happened.
Gotcha.
So that sucks. All right. Well, so I wanted to trade, but I don't have a trade.
Looking at PLTR.
SMCI. Good move on SMCI, man.
Oh, man. PLTR is leaving me. It's leaving me. Come back and pick me up, please. Pick me up. There it is. Come pick me up, please. Any trades? Fashion, not yet. Actually, no, Peter, you had a trade already, right? I believe in AT&T.
Well, again, I tried, but no, I'm not actually in the trade.
Okay. But yeah, we're looking for one now. I'm looking at PLTR, but PLTR is looking to go without me. I wanted to get it. Let's get the 1 minute actually. Somewhere in here, closer to the VWAP, but it's not giving me the pullback. So we're gonna wait. Oh, maybe he's coming. There it is. It's good. The bus is coming back to pick us up. Let's see. We're gonna be patient. So now we're just not gonna jump in because it's here. We have to see it now, kind of build that hold, right? So let's see if we can get that. Oh, it's happening so fast. Let's, all right, here it is. Do we see strength? Okay, that's good. Good.
Nvidia dropping here.
Very nice. That's what we want here on PLTR, and I want to see hold the VWAP, baby. If you do that, we're going long. If you host the VWAP, we're going long, but it's not holding. Came to pick us up, but it kept going the other way.
Yeah.
So we're not going to jump on that bus. Yeah. That's not the direction we want to take the bus in. So let's see. No. Okay, we'll come back to this. Let's see if it. Oh, Nvidia. Wow.
Yeah, Nvidia's looking weak here now. So remember what we said just a few minutes ago, right? Just because we had this big gap up this morning doesn't necessarily mean things are going higher. It looks like the deep-pocketed money is saying this may be a little overdone here, and maybe we need to take some profit, pull it back a bit.
Yep. All right. So PLTR's got to get back above the VF for me to be interested in here. Nvidia was the trade short. That is awesome. BA, nothing. Tesla, many people call this like Tesla possible short. So we're seeing that here. So nice short on Nvidia as well, guys, for those that shorted Nvidia and Tesla.
That's Nvidia was a hard one. I was watching it, but that big spike up to the sort of pre-market level where it was at 925 made it hard to get in for me, anyways.
Mm-hmm. Amazon back at VWAP. If the market's going to be weak, that could be a good one. It's right at the VWAP, so that could be interesting for sure. Also kind of putting in a 5-minute engulfing pattern as well. So there could be something here if the play is going to be to the downside. Not fully engulfed yet, right? But we're anticipating a little bit here. I do like the potential here on Amazon. Yeah, let's go short Amazon with our pink triangles. So short Amazon for a possible engulfing pattern here if we can get it. Let's see if we can drive this a little bit lower. I don't have levels for this actually. Oh wow. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let's jump out of this. What the heck was that? I'm getting errors on my order here because I was just switching tickers. Let's type it again. Amazon. Yeah, what was that about? So we're covering. Wow.
Yikes.
My goodness. We are covering that thing. What was that?
Don't you hate that when it's like, especially when it happens like just after you take the trade? Like
that was weird, man. I haven't seen that in a while. So that definitely caught me off guard. All right. And we didn't get filled right away. Like we sent our order and it just got stuck to get out of it. So that was tough. All right, let's see here. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's what was the market doing when that happened? The market's just shot up. Like look at this thing, right? It's just a big pop out of nowhere. That's doesn't make any sense. All right, and a lot of volume too. That's 1.5 million shares traded on that candle. This last one also 1.5. So again, just a whole lot of volume here on this one. Let's see how things settle. That's clearly and not typically the way things move. What's PTR doing?
Yeah. I mean, PTR. You got caught in some market movement because, I mean, look at Nvidia, look at Apple, look at Microsoft. They all made a similar move. So I don't know what caused that, but there was like a panic moment.
Let's see here. Okay. All right, so let's see how things settle. I'm gonna wait now. I don't know what was that about. White House considers slashing China tariffs to de-escalate. Yeah, we saw that, but did they actually do something? I saw that headline pretty early today. Wouldn't think that would create this pop here unless they're kind of doing something about it, right? That would be the way to do that. No, I don't like PTR as much for now. This was the move right here, long into that 100. I don't like it now. And it just looks messy. Like I want to see what's the next play here. Nvidia, BA.
And that can be the frustrating thing about trading sometimes, right? The original PLTR trade that you concept that you had, if you'd taken that, then that pop would have supported it nicely.
Absolutely.
Instead, you went with the one that worked against, and that's that's just unfortunately.
That's trading, man. That is trading. That's trading.
Yeah.
But yeah, this normally doesn't happen. Bigger loss than I would want to take on this thing, right? Because I did go on a decent size on this one. But the funny thing is that the minute I got in, it was just, I looked away for a second, came back, and it was just instant.
Yeah.
Like instantly popped up. So that normally doesn't happen unless you're trading low flow stocks, right? So again, it's frustrating, but can't let it get to you and kick you out of your game. So we'll get back into it. I want to see if my plan was still what's going to be in play here to go for short, but we'll have to give it some time to actually set up here. PLTR going long. What do we have here? Oh man, PLTR. Did Andrew get back in on PLTR? I know he was watching it. Yes, he did. Beautiful thing. Let's look at this, guys. This is Andrew's. Where's his trade? Here's Andrew's PLTR trade. Just awesome. So he's partialing now. Look at that. He got stopped out on the drop, but then came back in, and that's what I wanted to do right there as well. So beautiful, beautiful. All right. So tell us more about that a little bit later. He'll be out around 10:30 with Brian, and also giving away again laptop day. If you guys have not subscribed, have not liked the channel yet, the video, definitely do that. That puts you into the giveaway for this laptop later today. As PLTR,
maybe we should call it giveaway day.
Giveaway, yeah, because I say laptop, but we do membership, we do laptop. You get whatever, to whatever you know, all that good stuff. So giveaway day, giveaway subscriptions, you name it, we'll give it to you. All right, let's see. All right, Amazon is not doing what I was expecting it to, so no good there. Things are trying to find a direction here, at least the stuff I'm looking at. PLTR was my trade today, man. That was the trade.
Again with PLTR today, right?
I'm telling. I said it. I love this stock, man, and I would have been in on this if it was not for that garbage Amazon. This was the trade. You know, it's frustrating because I would have been in this right now. I really would have been. It's from like 99.40. I would have been riding this beautiful wave. But it's gone now. So let's look for something else. And move on we should. PLTR cooking for me. Yeah, it could have been cooking for both of us. It's not. Man, glad you took it though. I'm happy that you are making money for me as well, since I didn't take it. So very good. Very good. Amazon pushing higher. PLTR. What else? How about Apple? Apple could be a good breakout. If you want to join the party, Apple's just right at the high of the day. These candles on the 5-minute look a little bit funky. But the high of the day breakout could be nice on Apple. If we are going to be higher. I would love to be closer to VWAP though. The risk to reward is not ideal to jump in here. Look at APP. Yeah, guys, throw some tickers on what you're looking at. So we look for trades here. APP. App loving is loving itself here, up 11.6, 1.1. Yeah, it's doing good. I find it hard to trade though. I think this one is not as easy. But if you got a good entry, you're rocking this morning. Look at the way it's moving though. And I think that's because of lack of volume. I mean, these candles are 47,000. That's not great volume. So just be careful.
Oh man, there's watching Nvidia here. Nvidia's just hanging out below the VWAP. I really want to take it short from the VWAP, but there's just so many topside orders. It's very strange. It's not. It's not. I'm afraid this thing is just going to pop up on me. Like,
it has that look.
Higher. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I mean, the chart feels short. The level 2 feels long. The market feels long. Right? There's just too much conflict in those. So.
Too much. But the risk to reward to the downside here, man, is beautiful. Like I can see the short here. It stays below VWAP, and it can nicely shoot up down maybe to 102, 73 there, 80. But yeah, all those signs are not enough signs pointing in your direction here to take
I
this
know
one.
that's the problem, right?
You might be right. Let's see what it does. Yeah, we need at least some of those other criteria to start turning your direction. It could still be a good short later.
Yeah. I mean, or if if it reverses and it starts to look long, then everything aligns long much better, right? So but I said right now there's just too much conflict in the signals, so I will wait.
Amazon has gone long. We can't chase that one. PLTR getting a little messy now. Nvidia's got the best risk to reward. Whether it's long or short, Nvidia's got the best risk to reward. Because I love playing off this VWAP here. So let's see. Let's see where we go. I think Nvidia could be a good short, Peter. I think it really can. Let's see if it can it just get below the VWAP. I like Nvidia for a short, just like you do, but we need to see a little more on this. And it could just be the SPY selling down. You know, just a SPY sell down can drive this lower. The SPY can go down to like the VWAP. It could be decent. It fails to make a new high in the 5-minute. Not that should have a lot of weight, but that is what's going on here. Let's see. Tough play. Some people are long Nvidia. Yeah, it can. Listen, I won't argue on a long. It could go either way. I like it more for a short, especially if the SPY does not break out here. But above the view up here, it can definitely be a long. Like I wouldn't be taking it short here anyway. So if you're long, you're probably more in the right than I am at the moment. But yeah, that's probably the best way to say it. Yeah. Tesla giving some of his gains back, still up 3.6.
Yeah. Look at Amazon. Amazon decided to bully its way higher.
This. Wow. Amazon. Nice. That is a beautiful, beautiful trade. Upwards here on Amazon. All right, SMCI. PLTR is going to do a slow grind. It did that last time to me when we got in. Got a great trade out of it, but it just slowly just kept grinding higher and higher. So it tends to do that. Actually lower. It was a short. It went down all the way to like 90 or something, or 89. But it is trying to do some stuff here. I've been short Nvidia, make it or break it. Okay, yeah. It's just stuck. It's just stuck.
At the moment,
yeah. But I think any weakness in the SPY down, this thing is gonna flush. It's the way I feel. I'm not saying that's factual, but
I agree, Carlos. I said I'm just worried that I'm biased by my short tendencies, right? It's
yeah.
Again, I feel like this thing could legitimately pop or drop. Like it could go either way. It might
be a good scalp to get in quickly, and it might not be something you stick around in. We're seeing some weakness here. Let's see. I like this.
I don't know. I think the range is just getting tighter and tighter here. It's like a powder keg. Yep. She's gonna blow.
Exactly. All right, friends. It is giveaway day. I almost said laptop again. It is giveaway day, so make sure you hit that thumbs up. 362 likes. That's awesome. We'd love to get at least half of our viewership to hit the button. If we can get 450, that would be awesome, friends. So help us there. Smack that thumbs up. It really does help the channel. We love you either way, whether you hit it or not, but it does help our channel grow. So we appreciate your support. It's Nvidia just back and forth. Membership. Yeah, membership. Laptop, which, you decide. A lot of people go for the membership. There's a lot more value in there, of course. I like this short here, Peter. Let's do it. Short Nvidia, 103.76. Let's see. Let's get to the low of the day. It's been struggling here. Short Nvidia. It might end up being a quick partial scalping out, but I think we are seeing some signs, hopefully, of some weakness here. Stop 104.13, but I'll probably get out before that if it doesn't happen right away. So I want to see this flush take action immediately, but it's not doing it. The SPY's not helping me, so we'll see. 104.13 will be out. It's just above the VWAP here. Let's see. It's not doing it. It's not doing it. It wants to. It's a big battle.
It is.
Membership. Everybody wants membership. Yeah, I'm telling you, the value that you get, you get a laptop for $500 anywhere, maybe $700. If you're in, okay.
There you go, Carlos.
We'll take that. What is going on? I am not getting. Okay, let me go. What is happening here? I am not getting. Hold on a second. Nvidia. Let's do it again. I don't know what is happening. Why am I not getting? My keys are not working. What is? I don't understand what is taking place. I'm hitting cover. I'm hitting partial. What is going on? Hold on a second. This is not normal. Is the key not connected? Is this thing not? Oh, you're not gonna do this to me on a winning trade.
Manually. Come on, you get a better partial right now.
Yeah. Okay, there it is. I just had to connect and disconnect it. You are not gonna do that to me, buddy. What is that about? Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna get. Okay. This always happens when you're in a good trade. Well, why would this happen now? Thankfully, it's not a red trade. Red trade would have been worrisome. My goodness. All right, Peter, you were right on this trade, man. Nvidia was just looking to get a nice drop here. Struggling. I'm going to be aggressive with the partial circle. I just think it's it might not last for long here. Staying Nvidia is a tanking toilet all day. I don't know, man. I don't could I just love what you said, but yeah, I'm not sure about that, man. I will be a little more patient. We got a nice cushion here. We do. So let's see how this goes here. So very nice cushion at the moment on Nvidia. But that was scary. Not being able to partial like that. It's not nice. This thing is so old. I gotta get a new one, but it is what it is. It's squeaky. You guys hear the squeakiness? You hear the squeakiness? It needs oil. Yeah. It's just it's old, and don't give up on me, buddy. Been with us for a long time.
What was that was squeaking?
This. So it's old, man. This is going back to like when I was.
I remember you were talking about 17. That. That's like
yeah, the gaming.
It was like a gaming. You got a gaming pad originally, right?
Yes. Oh, this is nice, friends. Here we go. All right, we are in the money here. This is awesome. What a beautiful a breakdown. Again, we just got lucky. That was a big drop. We got lucky on that big drop, just like we got unlucky on the Amazon one, right? We didn't expect this drop, but glad it paid off here. Cause I took a PR trade 2 days back along with you on VWAP. I missed Meta that day, but you really made me realize the emphasis on shorting close to the VWAP. I love the VWAP. Love the VWAP, man. I love trading, around it. I think it provides the best risk to reward. It's awesome. It really is. And that's why I think I trade better in the morning, because I have so much weight on the VWAP opposed to later in the day, if things get extended, they're not near VWAP. You can still do reversals like the mountain pass back to VWAP. I think that's a great trade. But yeah, I love trading around the VWAP. 5-minute ORB with the VWAP, using it as support, resistance, the bounce. I mean, it's my thing. It works really, really well. At least for me. I think if I didn't have the VWAP, I it'll be interesting. We'll figure out something else because you got to adapt as a trader. As the Batman phone is going off, I don't know how I would have been trading because I really like trading the VWAP. I have not considered anything else as far as indicators. I took Andrew's default layout from 2017. I downloaded it and I just kept it the same. Haven't changed anything. Haven't added anything. And listen, we're gonna ride this thing until the wheels falls off. That's it. We're gonna ride until the wheel fall off. If it's working, we're gonna keep working it, and we just keep it simple.
Just got a scam call.
Oh yeah, was it insurance? Or
no, they were. They noticed that my warranty has expired on my heating unit. They're going to reinstate. I don't know. Put it back in place.
Okay.
Which doesn't exist. There is no such warranty. They're making it all up.
Oh my goodness. No, my mom is not calling. That was Peter's phone going off. So
that was me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. All right, we are very happy with this trade. We might take everything off here, friends. There's no need to bring this a lot. I know my friend mentioned this is going to be a toilet all day, so to be patient. But I don't want it coming back near my break even. Load up the short now. It has retrace. Yeah, right. I don't know.
Wow.
I'm holding. Yeah, I'm holding a little bit here. I'm holding a decent amount worth waiting to see if it's gonna go lower. So, yeah. So the Amazon loss was a lot more than I expected. Like, that is well past my stop loss. I was not happy with the, and I took a decent size on this. So it was way more than what I would like to see. But every trade's on its own. Can't think about it. Focus on what's ahead. Do I use manual stops? Yeah, I use mental stops. But listen, this Amazon, even if you were entering the trade and went to put in a manual stop, or I'm just gonna, oh, very nice. You saw that, Phil? What is going on with Amazon? I mean, with Nvidia, I don't like this, man. I don't like this. I'm gonna bail on it.
Whoa,
yeah, okay, we're out. I don't know what's going on with this stock. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. We probably have news, Peter.
Yeah, that's a good question, dude.
The heck, this market is. I'm so glad I took a partial here.
I mean, we had at 9:45. We did have the S&P, the manufacturing and services PMI numbers come out. No big surprises there. New home sales just came out, stronger than expected for March, actually. 724,000 new home sales in March versus 684 anticipated. So that's a 7.4% month over month increase, which is a lot more than was anticipated. Yeah. So I guess people are still buying houses.
Wow, why did that wick have to go all the way up there? Why I had to go to my break even? Doesn't make any sense. But man, it's been wild west today on the stuff I'm trading, man. It's like Amazon wild to the bad side, Nvidia wild to the good side. But then this year was just the timing of the way that got filled was pretty interesting. And then the spike all the way up here. So just insane. Whipsaw. Yeah, whipsaw. But you know what? I'm glad with this partial because I took a partial here. It was going to be a defensive partial before I had the chance to say it out loud. So defensive partial there in case it went up. And I was going to get filled here. It just dropped, got filled at a great area. And then you had this huge pop up here, which again just made no sense. So what a day. And now that I'm out of it, Nvidia's going to drop down to about 98. And you guys are still in there, going to take advantage, but that's okay. Look at it go. Look at it go. Let's see. No, I won't say I lucked out. I think I had bad luck and good luck, and I'm just evened out. The P&L lucked out, but as far as the trading, I mean, Amazon was just bad situation, and Nvidia. We did look out in this drop. This drop was instant. That was nice. I'm not gonna lie. I did not expect that. I expected to kind of struggle on this way down here, but that drop was really, really good. So went down right to 102.72. So hey, sometimes you get lucky, right? Sometimes. For a 100K account, how much you typically trade size would be? So here's the best answer to that. You know. For when it comes to trading size, think about your experience, your account size, and then your risk tolerance, right? So I call it ear, right? Think about your ear. So experience, account size, and risk tolerance. Usually, what the most dangerous traders are the ones that have the account size and have the risk tolerance. That was this guy over here. Have the account size, have the risk tolerance. Those are the ones that are the ones that win big, lose big at the beginning because they don't have the experience. So if you don't have the experience and you have the account size and you have the risk tolerance, even if you have those two things, you have to risk very small. Like literally, you have to start risking like $50 a day. Like don't worry about what size account you have, right? Risk small because you don't have the experience. Once you have the experience, let that dictate how much size you're going to risk. And be careful with the stuff you read out there, because I'm thinking about when I first started trading as Nvidia. Man, Nvidia. Anybody short Nvidia? This is awesome, guys. Hopefully you're still in it. Peter, do you know this is your trade originally that we're just enjoying?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Are you in something or no?
Nope.
Oh man. All right. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, man, nice call on Nvidia. That's one of the reasons why I jumped in as well. So yeah, so going back to that, let the experience dictate how much you're going to get in. Sometimes when I was starting out and I was brand new, I will search, okay, how much should I risk for a $40,000 account? That's how much I started with. And you see that the 1%, 2% per trade. You know, 1% of 40,000 is $400 per trade. You're going to risk $400 on a day trade? That doesn't make any sense if you don't have no experience. You know, you could be down pretty quickly, make a couple of mistakes, you're down $800. That's 2 hours. Doesn't make sense. So, you know, don't worry about percentages right now. Worry about numbers. Like literally risk $50 per trade, risk less, risk $20 per trade, because at first it's not about the money. It's about building a foundation that you can trade consistently. Listen, guys, once you can trade consistently live, right, then you can increase the risk. That's the easy part, right? But you got to find what works consistently. That's the hard part. So focus on that first, opposed to the actual percentage. And then once you are good at that, the percentage is based on your risk tolerance. You know, if you have a $100,000 account, you want to risk 100 per day, 200 per day, 2%, whatever, that's on you. You know, you'll figure that part out. That's the easy part. So yeah, if you're not making 50, then you're not. Yeah, exactly. If you can make $50 a day, well, not a day, but if you can make profit consistently, you're not going to be able to risk higher dollars. That's all. So focus on a small amount.
Agreed. Yep.
No, I'm not getting back in on this, man. It's trading a little wild for me, man. I like easy, relaxed, stress-free trading. This is a little bit wild today. Like trying to give me heart attacks, long and short. No, we don't need this. We need easy, stress-free stuff. It looks messy right now, the Nvidia. And all serious note, it can actually be a long, it could be a short. I have no edge whatsoever here at all. So I won't trade it. Here, PLTR is looking like it's trying to hold. and head higher. Interesting 5-minute candles. But yeah, process over profit. Absolutely, Brandon. 100%. 100%. Forget about the amount, focus on trading this setup. A lot of us did it. When we first started trading, I still was trading some real big dollars, man. Risking 250 like the first day live. Risking 250 on my full $40,000 account. You know when I got better? When I went down to $20 risk. Because I just kept losing money, kept bleeding. I'm like, okay, let's take it serious. I literally went down to $20 risk per trade. And that's when I got better. And then slowly moved up to $30, $40. But that's the way you have to do it. You got to take the money equation out of it. Peter, I think one time you were doing that as well, right? Trading on some strategies you were not too confident in. You were taking like very small shares. I remember that years back.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with that,
Exactly. People get so focused on size, man. What's with the size? Anyways,
size does matter, but not in trading. Not in trading.
But not when you're trying to, sort of demonstrate your strategy and build confidence. Then trade whatever. What you need to do is trade a size that's meaningful to you. If it's so small that you just don't care, then you're not going to get that same emotional buy-in to the trade. But for you, $5, $10 risk could be big enough for you to care about it. But I've had people say, look, if it's not over $100, then it doesn't matter to me. It's just change. Okay, cool. Then you need to trade a larger size, right, to get that emotional buy-in and make sure that you're fully leveraging the emotions of the trade that's going to allow you to be successful over the long term. But don't worry about that. Whatever size is appropriate to you, you can build from there. I used to trade $10 and $20 risk all the time.
Yeah. Keith, did I trade anything today? Yeah, I traded two things, man. I traded Amazon, almost gave me a heart attack, and then Nvidia kind of brought my blood pressure back down. So yeah, we got some trading, Amazon and Nvidia today. So not the type of day I expect it to be better, whether long or short, green or red, as far as the market open goes. I expect it to be a little more clean. Peter, you kind of expect it to be somewhat like this, a little bit choppy that we're seeing here. So we'll see. Very early, guys. We're 39 minutes in. There's so much that can still yet to take place and happen here. Tesla, possible long if we can get above the VWAP and show strength. There's so much still that can take place. So we're looking. How's American Airlines doing? Right. American Airlines. They got earnings coming up sometime this week. I believe Thursday morning. So hopefully they don't put my position in the hole here. So I am long American Airlines for long term. That should be good. Agree 100%. Yep. You're not gonna get rich off one trade, and to be honest, some people might not even get rich off trading. There's a lot of traders. We know a lot of traders. There's some traders are just making their, 150 a year, 200 a year. They're not gonna get rich off that. It's not like we're in politics, right, where they make 175,000, but their net worth is 8.5 million. So we're not in a political party where you can do that. But you can live a great life. I'm telling you. Work a couple of hours. Like, people forget. You work a couple hours in the morning. You have the rest of the day to yourself with no friends to hang around with you because everybody else is working, unfortunately. But you can do whatever you want, and live a great, great life. You're not going to get rich of that. But trust me, free time becomes a lot more valuable than what you think, especially as you get older.
Right.
A lot more valuable. Trust me.
Right.
So I see it with some of my friends right now. We have a doctor in the family, and man, the schedule is just brutal. She makes some really good money, but I wouldn't trade for that schedule. No way. You really got to love that stuff, man. I would not trade that schedule. It's just brutal. No. So, laptop come here. Did Alex say good morning? Let's find Alex.
Come to me, laptop.
Yeah, Alex is like, come to me. Let's go. Bring the laptop. If he didn't say good morning, let's make sure he's blocked. I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Alex. You're in on the drawing as well. All right, let's see here. He says good morning laptop. He said good morning Carlos and Peter. He says good morning laptop. I love you, man. Love you. Let's go. All right, guys. Yes, laptop day, or membership giveaway day is the best way to do it. I gotta get used to that. Almost 600K to the channel. Yeah, channel is slowly growing as POTR is growing higher. Wow, POTR. I love this stock. This stock is so nice. It just explodes. Like it picks a direction, goes. The pullbacks are a little too much at times, but it just goes. Look at this here. It's a beautiful thing.
This is hard market to trade right now, I think.
It is. Look at Nvidia back up above the VWAP.
I know. And we got that short-term move right, but yeah, it looks like it's weird double bounce off the low there, and then now it's back up. Interesting.
Could we get some kind of breakout here? Let's see. Maybe we like Nvidia long. Let's see how this looks here. Let's see if we get our lightning bolt type setup. Again, it's not the lightning bolt strategy that Peter does, but it's got the similarities to it, right? I want to see the breakup of the VWAP. Want to see the retest on the way back up and strength. Here's our entry. So let's see if we get that here. And then we got to look at the SPY to make sure the SPY is not messy. This moves so much though, right? Like from 102 all the way to 103. It's such a big move. Do we have anything else left in the tank? Let's see. Let's see if we have anything else up here. How long do you normally look at the market in a day until you're done at trading? I look about 10:30, 10:30, 11. Peter trades all day. Peter, if he sees opportunity at 350, he's going to take it. Specifically at that time. Yeah. He's got his 10 to 1 strategy. So, yeah. So it depends. I usually just the morning for me, but I stick around even after I'm done. I'll stick around listening to Andrew, listening to Brian. Thor will come on and maybe I'll look at chat and see what's going on there. So I'll still stick around even if I'm done trading. I got burned so many times that now I'm good at like I can be around the platform, Peter, and if I'm done with my day, I don't have to take a trade. Yeah. Before I couldn't stick around because we'll look at everything. Oh, this is a good one here. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, going long on something that I have no business being in, giving money back. So I got away from that, and I could just stick around. It's not an addiction to be in a trade anymore like it was in the past. All right, so here we are. Let's see if Nvidia can get back above the VWAP. This is not really VWAP support, so I don't like this as much.
It's hard to tell what
I don't like it. No, it's not doing what we want here. Definitely not doing what we want. So
is it like at the open? I was mentioning I was watching AT&T for a move. I tried to enter a trade and it didn't take my trade entry, but done nothing since. Look at this. Yeah. Very boring. Yeah. Very, very boring. So.
PLTR, Nvidia, it's pulling back. BA seem a little nice here. Try to get to the VWAP, couldn't. Right back down, almost $3 already. $2.50 from the VWAP, so that's pretty good. Heading back towards the lows. Tesla.
Yeah, I don't know what Tesla's doing. Just hit the VWAP. Sort of got some resistance there. The market looks like it's heading down a little bit, but guys are watching Oklo. I didn't even put it on my list. Where's OKLA?
Yeah, I had it on my secondary here, but didn't really watch it. I mean, it had a great start, kind of went sideways like many stocks did. Then about 20 minutes ago, started to get going again, breaking highs.
Mm-hmm.
Anselmo Lopez. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Nice. Love it. Love you did profit on a POTR. Good stuff. We love you back just as well. Yeah, look at Nvidia. So glad we didn't pull the trigger. This is why on these breakout candles you can't get all crazy. You gotta wait for that confirmation. Like wait for the pullback and then wait for the next one that goes up, right? This is not saying that's always going to work, but it usually gives you a better opportunity. You want to stay above VWAP, and here it's just completely rejected basically and came back down. So not the setup we want. So important not to jump the gun. Wait for your setup so you get a better opportunity here. Tesla, on the other hand, is going higher.
Yeah.
What do we think, Peter? Tesla back to the highs of the days, 255.18.
I honestly don't know. I can't read it. There's the level 2 looks pretty blank. Not a lot of big orders sitting here. I mean, we got some way up higher, 255, 257. I see a couple of orders, but that's far enough away from the price action. I don't consider it active right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
With the market moving down, I would say probably not, at least not right now. But
I like that. I like that resistance though. Like the fact the market's moving down and this one is still somewhat trying to go higher. That's good. It's a good sign. But eventually you can get tired and the market can have its will on you. But if the market turns around the other way, this could be a good entry long because then you don't have those headwinds against you here. But I like it. Who's long Tesla already? Tesla, please. When's the draw? The giveaway? 10:30. Between 10:30 and 11.
Yep.
You got a half-hour window. But if you come here and you leave, and you stick around with me and Peter and listen to all our rants and everything else, your chances drop by 50% to win. So I'm just making stuff up now.
Oh, okay, I know. I love it. You're making data up.
Yeah.
Drop by 52.6%.
Yeah, 52.6.
And like they say, 87.3% of all stats are made up on the spot. So
yeah, it sounded good. I see some people are about to hit the X button and come back, set an alarm to come back at 10:30. Decide they're going to stay. So it worked. It's working. All right. I like Tesla here. It'll need a wide stop though. It needs unfortunately, it's like 240. That's $1.80. We could probably go as far as 240.34 because you got to cover this, not just the VWAP. You got to cover this support area here. So yeah, like 240.18. Which again, it's not that wide of a stop for a stock like Tesla. You can do that without a problem because you can get $2-3 to the upside. Laptop. Andrew is in chat. He's saying laptop is 400% tariff. It has gone up. So go for the membership. Membership is free.
It's a better deal. Much better deal.
It's a better deal. Absolutely.
Still tariff free.
Yeah. All right. Tesla here, guys. If I see some strength back above 250, could be interesting. Let's see. We got to see the strength though back above 250. But the market's not helping us. Pac-Man, you love starting trouble, man. Yeah, that's probably why Avi left, because Avi was getting asked every 2 minutes to explain his trading on the 8 a.m. candle. But I told him, listen, just do a video, quick 5-minute video on YouTube, and then just throw out the link. You don't have to explain it every 2 seconds. You guys drove Avi away. All right, we're going to go long here on Tesla, 250. Let's see if we can get the breakout. Stop loss, it's got to be, as I mentioned earlier, 248.38. So if we can't stay above the VWAP, I even get out if that happens. So let's see. It looks like it wants to go. If the market can help us, that'd be great. So let's see if we can get going here. Nice little push. 253 will be awesome. Come on, Tesla. You could do it. Elon is back. The world is back in order. So let's see if we can. There it is. All right. Let's go. Let's get a little higher here. Come on, my friend. We need to get the momentum, though. We need to get that momentum going. If the SPY can help us, that would be great. Long Tesla 250. Let's see. We are up 5.6 on Tesla. Here we go. Let's get up there. 252 will be awesome. Struggling.
Need one more pop there.
Yeah, one more pop, and we got our 2 R's there. Let's see if we can get it. I don't like that it's taking so long. Here we go. Come on, we got to pay for this membership and laptop giveaway. Let's get up there. Not that I'm paying for it, but it helps. It helps to be green. Come on, buddy. 1 minute candle around 10:22 looks like an anomaly. Very small candle with high. Oh, yes. There it is. All right, we're at 2 R's now. So, oh man, we are just getting some good moves here. Yeah, we are getting some great moves. That's at almost $3 there. This is why Tesla, like, you could give it $1.50 stop, and you can get $3 on this thing so easily. So, you know, so it might sound like a lot when I say, "Oh, we're going to give this $1.50 stop." It might sound like a lot, but not for Tesla. Not for Tesla. All right, high of the day will be very, very nice. Very, very nice on this one. Again, it's just that, and look at the VWAP, right? I know I sound like a broken record, but that's okay. I'm not going to get tired like Avi did, repeating myself. I love this stuff, though. Avi said I'm out. The breakout above the VWAP, right? Just the retests, and then on the way back up with strength, that's your entry every time. At least for the strategy, right? That VWAP breakout strategy. And I learned this from Andrew. You should do this all the time. And we are going to take another. Another partial here. Okay. This turned out to be a great. They started off really bad with Amazon, but now it's
there you go. Nice move, Carlos.
Thanks, man. Elon has put the world back in order. Let's see here. Wow, let's go. So we're at 254. We have such a nice cushion. I could be a little bit patient here. Actually, let's ease up on the trigger here. Okay. All right. Absolutely, Seydu Dia. Absolutely, man. Hopefully you're getting again some value out of this, right? That's our thing, to help you prepare for the market open with the pre-market show. That's the reason why we created that show. Going back when, it's like help people just get ready, right, together. And we get ideas from you guys too. Like, it's a lot of eyes looking at different things. So that does help. And we enjoy it, man. We truly enjoy being here with you guys and getting ready and trading. I'd rather be trade like this than alone. Alone is it's pretty crappy. Yeah, it's lonely. Yeah. So you got to be part of a community, man. And I'm not just saying that because I'm being biased because we are part of BBT. But, if BBT's not the one for you, find another community. But you got to be part of one.
And it helps, right? Because you don't have to be in the community all the time. Use it as you need, but everybody needs some level of support at different times, and it's good to have a group of people. Sometimes you just need to listen, right? Hear other people going through the same challenges that you've gone through. Sometimes people ask you good questions you didn't even think to ask, and you're like, you know what, that's a great idea. I should do that. Other times you want to maybe sort of jump in and. You get as much value in a community helping others as you do getting the help yourself. So don't overlook that part either, right? Like just helping answer questions and help new traders. It sometimes it just reminds you how far you've come in your own journey, right? Hey, look, I can't help this person out, right? Because I've been there. So
it's good. It's so true, man. Peter, you bring up a good point. Actually, prior to I remember when first Andrew said, "Hey, you want to help out with the onboarding class?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I'll help out." I knew nothing about teaching, man. And teaching and helping others, dude, that is so satisfying. Like, you don't understand. Like, I understand why teachers love what they do now after joining BBT and helping others. Because, again, they're, in some cases, especially here in Jersey, their pay is brutal. Like, the way the teachers get paid here is just, it's not even fair, man. It's so bad. And I know teachers that, teach my kids that they're just awesome. Like, they're just, you could tell there's a passion that they love what they do, and I see why. There's a satisfaction in showing a kid how to read, and how to do things. So yeah, absolutely, give back. That's important. Give back and help others. All right, Tesla 255 high of the day is 218. 255.18 is the high of the day. I think we're gonna blow right through this. This is looking really good. Look at the ask here, guys. Oh, I just missed. I was too late to bring it over, but it was just awesome up there. This was just stacked up, and we ran right through it. So let's see. Thanks, man. Yeah, appreciate the comment. Yeah, I think the consistency comes with trading less. I mean, you guys see my trading for almost over a month now. It's not a lot, a couple of trades a day. And after I'm done here, I don't come back and trade. So these are all the trades I take. Today was 3. Today was a little bit on the higher side, but that's it. Very, very little compared to 10, 15 a day, how I used to. They don't mean anything. We just task. I'm partialing. So the purple triangles, they're really supposed to be red. I'm covering, but we made them pink or purple so you could see them better. Because when I was going short on like a red candle, people couldn't see where the triangle was. So we just changed the color. So that just means partials. So all these are just partials. And green is green. So green is long or cover if you're short.
Right.
What's your 1R 2% move? Not sure what that means, but our stop was here, right below this area, and that was our risk. And then our R, this is 1R, right? Our second R would have been probably here in this area, around 253. So we got a pretty good going on this one because it ran. So, man, everything is green. Everything is green.
It is green pretty much everywhere. Yes, indeed.
What is your size for so many partials? Yeah, I do partial a lot, but my partials are like 10%, 20%, or 50, depending on how the move is, right? So the first 50% of my original shares, I get out very aggressively because I want to make the trade green. Then the rest of the 50, I try. Again, I say I try because the number doesn't happen, to hold as long as possible. Today I got to good cushion, so it's easier to hold. But when the stock is doing this and constantly testing your entry, it's much harder to do that. And this happens more often than this, okay? So my strategy defends me from when this occurs, which is what I run into more often than not, right? So, oh man, Tesla, what a reversal on Tesla. Where's Paris? Paris on vacation? I need to hear Paris say, I love you, Tesla.
Yeah, look, I mean,
wow.
I was wrong. I didn't think it would get this aggressive of a move. So that's, hey, that's...
Yeah, this is...
okay.
Look at this. Look at this.
Nice move. Great entry, Carlos, on that, just watching it hold above VWAP. And
yeah.
Factor entry, sort of unlike, or maybe just like the other trade where you got stopped out. Once again, you got in, and then the pop happened pretty much immediately after. Though that's the better feeling than when it pops against you.
yeah, no, 100%, 100%, for sure, for sure. Hey, Andrew is in the building. Good morning. Let me get...
How are you, sir?
Good now.
Did you take any trade, Carlos?
I did. I took so the first one was Amazon. I remember we got that crazy pop on the market on Amazon.
Yes.
Yeah, so I got stopped out on that, and then I had but yeah, this caught me off guard big time. But then I had some good ones. Here's Nvidia, went short, partial, and then stopped out. Also, another crazy market move here again. So the market's been a little wild. And then now in Tesla, still in Tesla now. VWAP breakout. Long. So VWAP breakout here. So that's working out nice. Thanks, man. Learn from you. Learn from you.
All right.
Brian, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, I caught
awesome,
my big trade was Tesla short at the open. That really worked out.
All right, guys, we're gonna let Brian and
so back.
Yeah, we are so back. Yes.
Yeah.
We'll let Brian and Andrew take over here, guys. Over on YouTube, we'll be in chat, and again, hit those thumbs up, subscribe, and like. Remember, it is a giveaway day today, so Andrew, we're giving away between now and 11.
Giveaway.
Yes,
we're gonna give away. There's 400% tariffs on laptops, but we can give membership for free.
So you can get a quarter of a laptop, or you can get a membership.
No, this 1 year membership plus 50% tariff will be 6 months only. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I'm actually in Tesla. I had a really bad day in the morning. I had a good trade on PLTR and then got chopped up on Nvidia, but we made it back on Tesla. Is exactly my first entry, Carlos, on Tesla was 1021. What was yours?
1021 and yours? Dude, 1021. Let me see. Yeah, no, I saw your trade. Yeah, I saw it. We are thinking the same, man.
Trade. I know you copied my trade.
I swear to you, I did not. I swear to you, I did not. I did not. But this is your strategy, man. VWAP breakout. This is what you taught us, so it's gonna look the same.
I can back up on that. We were talking about
I was so bored, Carlos, and I said, "Okay, I gotta go long something."
Oh, so you okay? So I had a strategy. Like you could see this, guys. I asked these guys on YouTube. I was explaining it and everything. Here's what I'm gonna do, guys. If it goes above this, I'm gonna go long here. Ask Peter. Peter, back me up.
We believe you.
Oh man, good times.
Absolutely, good times. I got your back on that. We were talking through that trade, so
yeah,
that's great though. We've seen the same thing. You were bored, and I try to, yeah.
I was so bored. Like I was like down, like about $10,000. What should I do? And I should do something. And so okay, I'm gonna buy some Tesla. But I added a couple of more time, and eventually got a really big position on it, and it was really nice. And I came back to green. So I am up right now 6,500, and I still have a $7,000 unrealized position. So I can actually show you my positions here. So not bad. So yeah, that's my situation here. So I had a really bad trading on Nvidia. and PLTR and Tesla was pretty good so far. Is good, and yeah, I'll just keep going higher and higher. Probably that could be a $10,000 day for me. I do have the VO position. I sold some covered calls on them.
Yeah, we're getting up to 258 this at R3 level. So
oh, beauty! Look at that beauty.
Near, yeah,
look at that
near
beauty.
pre-market high. Yeah. So there is a big order at 260.
You can't buy anything with these days with $10,000.
Qs are at high of day now.
Yeah, Qs are ripping. Our buddy Scott is apparently saying some good stuff.
I'd watch for a bit of a rejection here on Tesla.
Yes, Tesla's gonna go to 259, I think. All the way up to 259. The situation is pretty awesome. Then you really want laptop? Oh, no, membership. No, laptop is a little bit difficult because of tariffs. No, I'm just joking. But just shipping it is very difficult. Like people in different part of the world, and it's a little bit tricky. But we're gonna give a 1-year membership, and we can actually potentially do even Bootcamp as well. That's also another thing that we can do. Guys, we're going to start the Bootcamp May 5th. Bootcamp is the most comprehensive program that we have. If you really want to become a trader, not to copy other people, but actually build a system. See how experienced traders are building a system, executing trade management, and how the thought process that they have for the project. So that would be probably one of the best programs that you can actually find to become a trader. We added 5 days of live trading, not only the chat room, but it's in a Zoom, Google Hangout environment that you can actually talk and come on the microphone and give comments and feedbacks. So if you already have a membership, then we extend your membership for another year if you come to the bootcamp. I think that's what we do. Just sign up and email us, and that would be really nice. It's also coming with that $50,000 funded training account that you can take the profit at the end of the day if you want. We had like people $10,000, $15,000 check just got. So it's a very powerful program. I think it really tests your skills because making money is easy. Keeping it consistently is very difficult. Like personally, I'm a really good day trader. I'm losing mostly these big losses are swing trading these leverage products like TNA and TQQ and stuff. So day trading, I think I'm a pretty good day trader, so I can grow smaller accounts. But I'm a very bad swing trader of investors. And if you really want to see if you have the skill for the short-term trading, like today, making money from 247 to 258 on Tesla, then that the bootcamp and funded account is really way to go. Ryan, how was your
right?
How was your day? Ryan, how was your day? Doesn't respond to me. We made $4,000. Oh no, $32,000 on SPY. That's very nice. This is a call or it's a nice, Abby. Very beautiful. level. Take courses by Avi. See how to do day trading options in big size.
Hmm. Like we're rolling over a little bit here.
What are you doing, Brian?
Hmm?
What are you doing?
Just shorted SPX a little
You're
bit with
short.
puts. Again, these are heart and mouth trades.
So Tesla is pulling back. I sold most of my Tesla position. I have only 1,000 shares of Tesla. My
Okay.
average is 252.
Yeah, I'm out of that trade. That was just a quick short when I saw that lower high on the SPY. I think we're going to just get kind of choppy here right now.
That
We'll
was a good
see what
rally.
happens in a little while, but I just feel like we're going to be chopping around here for a while.
It's a very nice
Look at that.
rally.
Tesla pulled back exactly where I said it would. I see you top ticked it too. You got a nice exit right at the very top.
Um,
Okay, so Tesla bounced right off that 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart. Let's see, let's see if it can hold above the 9 EMA.
so, Mr. Tainments, is the funded account, you have to trade on it. Yeah, there are some certain rules of risk management, obviously, in there. And then it's designed for you to actively trading. It's kind of a soft rule, but it's not like you make one trade, you make a lot of money, and then you cash out. It's not like a really casino style. So we are expecting you to trade, actively on that to actually test your skills. If you have a full-time job, you have to look at it this way. If you have a full-time job, can you actually ever trade or not in these market hours? If not, even the funded account is not good for you, because I'm a big advocate of part-time trading. I don't want people to come learn to trade and quit their job and become a full-time trader. It's very difficult to become a full-time trader. The psychological element is really big, and you don't need to do that. Like a lot of people, like I had a job until 2019. I had the Variable Traders community since 2016 and books and everything, but I still had the job until 2019. So you keep the job and you keep the business, you keep the career. This could be a good part time, like $500, $1,000 a day extra, $200 a day extra type of thing. Not really making you to, I mean, if you have a big account like me, then it's a different story. It also comes with a big pressures that you can go, really psychological elements on that, and you have to really have serious risk management in place, because you're just one bad option trade or one bad leverage trade to blow up your life. So that's a completely different story. But if you can't day trade during these market hours, you shouldn't be even thinking about learning it, because it's just impossible for you to do. But a lot of people, I found that, especially after pandemic, they have the flexibility for at least 2 hours in the morning, like work from home, or the whole culture of work has shifted a little bit, so it's much easier.
Yeah, I would say I've never considered myself a full-time day trader. I always had another job, other income.
Coffee shop now.
Just,
He's retired.
hmm?
Brian runs a coffee shop.
What's
He's a
that?
millionaire retired trader, but he makes espresso. Yeah, here you go.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even when I was trading before, I had a full-time job. Now, being on the West Coast, it's, it makes, I can get up at early and do a few trades and then go to work, basically. But, might not be that easy if you live on the East Coast.
Yeah, the West Coast is really nice. Like I'm really happy that I actually, most of my adulthood life was in the Pacific time zone because it's amazing. You wake up, what time is it? 7:47 now. And it's just you get to work. I'm usually done with my day. I am done with my day. So I had my job, get the coffee, get the breakfast, go for a run, be at work at 9. It's amazing. Eastern time zone is a little bit tricky, but now it's a bit changed for me. Now that I'm a full-time trader, I mean, like waking up at 5 a.m. Oh, come on, leave me alone. Uh, but uh, but as someone that was trading part-time, it was amazing. Pacific time zone. Europe is also really nice because you can trade like in the afternoon. Like Asia is really nice, like 9
Yeah.
p.m., 8 p.m. You trade for 2 hours and then you go to bed. It doesn't impact the life that much. But and at most of the things happening are open. Yes, there are a lot of things happening in the close and in the afternoon. But if you just have 2 days or 1 hour in the morning, you can become a very good trader. Like that's what I do. Like I'm not really trading in the afternoon, even though there's so many crazy things that are happening and Peter is coming, Brian is coming, buying. I'm not like I don't want to be. I made peace with this fact that I'm only for 2 hours and I don't care about what the market is doing. And I just made peace with it. With the,
Well,
it's
we
like
do
an,
have when our psychology person, Vanessa, lives in, I think she lives in Quebec somewhere, which is on the Eastern time zone. And she trades futures, and she can do that at night and that's when she has free time. So there are other options. But yeah,
yeah, but I don't know.
she
I mean,
trades
you never
futures
traded futures,
primarily.
Brian. Futures volatility also aren't they the same as the market hours volatility? Futures can be volatile in the event
No,
of political news and stuff in the afternoon, but generally the volatility is very similar to, isn't it? I don't know.
yeah, she finds a way to make it work.
Hmm.
We were talking to her about that at the meetup at our summit, and I believe she also will be coming on later today to talk about trading, how she does her trading.
Yeah, she's coming today, huh?
I think so.
Oh, equity futures are coming soon, huh, Nathan? Yeah, so they are creating all sorts of instrument for us to lose our money, huh?
To lose money with.
Any question, guys, so far? Like we're gonna do the recap later, but any question particularly from the chat?
Wow. SPY has really rolled over again. That
Yeah.
high of day was resistance. All the mark, all the a lot of these stocks are rolling over. Nvidia, AMD, PLTR, Tesla's starting to drop a bit here.
So for me personally,
Interesting.
Dylan, after 8, I just go take a shower and just go to the office. Right now, we're focusing on. I'm right now focused on improving trading terminal, building trading terminal, and meeting with those guys. most of the day, my day is going into the office, working with those folks. But generally, like if I'm not really focusing on trading terminal, I'm just catching up with a lot of things to do, get a massage, go for a run, go to the gym. That's the beauty of this. But because I travel a lot, and I love traveling, there's always so much work here. Like when I come back here, there's so much work, smashed on me. Like there's writing a new book, making the presentation. There's always something that you have to find your day, and I try to always find something to do.
Trading Terminal is a website, actually. If you there's a lot of great information there. So if you just Google or go on Trading
I'm gonna
Terminal,
add
you'll
a little
find
bit of
a
Tesla here.
web page
I'm
there.
gonna add a little bit of Tesla let's see if we can get the breakout to R3 here. It's my average now, 256. Let's see if we can get 259. So
Yeah,
adding a little bit.
Tesla really held that 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart. Didn't drop below it.
So trading terminal, we're gonna really deploy. I want a very good real-time simulator in trading terminal. So we're working on trading terminal simulator, extensively. Today, I
You
think
should
we're
show it
gonna
on your screen, right? Show it on your screen quickly.
yeah. So I'm gonna show you the screen. So let me take direction from Brian. So the trading terminal is essentially we want to build a tool for ourselves. Like I'm not really following any business pattern or anything that really things like I'm just building something for fun for myself, and I'm spending a lot of money on it, but it's really fun to build. So essentially what I want is a economy calendar that we know exactly what's happening here this week. So you have all these economy calendar stuff over there. And then the real-time simulator is something that I really want to work, and it's very unique. There's nothing like this real-time simulator. And we actually today we deploy a new update to that. And I really want this to be a tool for people who want to trade, but they don't want to invest too much, and just play around with it a little bit and see if trading is good for you or not. And then just, if you don't want to trade, don't. Like the cost of just getting the data to NASDAQ alone itself is a lot for me, but I'm absorbing it because a lot of people are actually using it and a lot of people are getting a good feel of trading. I want it to be the entry point for a lot of people to really things. And we are actually upgrading the simulator significantly in the next couple of months. And of course, they have a replay for it that we want to, you can go and, select the Tesla, like what Tesla traded 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. And then you practice your things like, for example, what is it, April 23rd? Like, for example, you can actually with the speed of, like, let's say, for example, 10 times.
Yeah, the replay, that's a great
play.
tool to practice. If you're
You can
not,
buy and sell.
if you're just learning how to day trade, it's a great tool to practice
Yeah.
your strategies, your trade
You're
book.
we're just selling it randomly. See, I just randomly made $200. Like, am I not the greatest trader ever? I just played and randomly made $200. Like, I don't know what date it is. I don't know what ticket it is. Like, it's just no, I'm just joking. But anyway, so you can actually develop your strategy, and obviously we have a scanner. This scanner is actually as good as Trade Ideas. We got it from a German company. So I'm actually working on that to, make sure that the alerts are set and properly managed. And then we have an academy that we're gonna have all of our courses, basic and everything in there, so you can actually learn everything. Oh, that's actually not the course that you want to see because I'm an admin, but yeah, but that's essentially what we are having. So for now it's free, but I want to slowly add some cool features and tools in that and see people if the community can subscribe and support its growth and development in a very reasonable price, because maintaining it is quite expensive. Like the AWS is expensive, Nasdaq data feed is super expensive, and but it has been a very nice passion for project for me. So that's one thing that I spend a lot of time on. And then obviously we have a journal tool on that we use it for. We have a journaling that we actually use it for our P Capital Bootcamp. So all the bootcamps are coming with the journal included in there. We used to use TraderView, but we actually build it internally. And then I want to expand the journaling for our simulator, our funded account, potentially a journaling tool for real brokers like interactive brokers and Charles Schwab, the biggest ones. Yeah, so let's see if the Tesla can break out to R3. It's still long in there. Sorry, Brian, I cut you off a couple of times.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I just someone was asking about the trading terminal. I just thought be a good opportunity to talk about the features, and if they haven't checked it out already, like I said, there's some great features there. Just apart from the market overview and calendar and yeah, so you check it out. And the replay, the tool is amazing for people that are thinking they want to day trade, and they can practice using their trade book strategies with that tool. SPY is looking like it's going to break down here.
Yeah. So Tesla, I'm still in there. My average is 256.20, so I'm probably gonna get a stop out. It doesn't look like it wants to go to 259. Eventually, it's gonna go. It probably stop me out and then they go. What time is it? 7:58. So maybe it's the time to.
I'm just short the SPX again.
So since you're short SPX and I'm long SPY, let's give the membership away. So make sure, guys, you like, subscribe to be in the draw. Carlos, you can get my screen. Participants, and then let's go. Yes. Yes.
I'm out of it. That didn't work out.
We give you a
I think
1-year
it's
membership with 50% tariffs on it. 3, 2, 1. Julian Honor.
all right. Here we go. Who's the winner? Julian.
Who's the winner? Julian Honor from
There was
probably
wow, big drop. Damn.
Oh, damn. Oh, no. Please, Mr.
I
President.
knew it was going to drop. I knew it. Damn.
What happened? What happened? Who said what? No, please.
Boom, what a drop that was. I gotta just stop me out. Can you believe that?
So, yeah, I'm getting out of my Tesla position, guys. I don't know what happened. Somebody dumped something at 11.
Yeah, somebody dropped a bomb.
Somebody didn't like us. Is Julian here in the chat room? No, he's not. Huh? I need to go to the hair. Cut my hair. I look at myself like a... Oh! Damn it.
Yeah, I know. It's just it's hard to keep up.
Let's go to Benzinga. What's happening here in the market?
Yeah, you can check out my swing trade letter on the weekends. Link is there in the chat description. So we're talking about the gold trades that I've been doing over the last couple of weeks, and PLTR swing trade this week worked out real well. All right. Well, it's 8 o'clock. 11 o'clock Eastern. We can grab a bite. Breakfast on the West Coast.
Yeah,
Hope
awesome.
everyone.
Well, thank you so much, guys. I closed my Tesla position. I'm only up $7,600, and yeah, I have some positions, VOO, TQQ, and the covered call on TQQ. See what's going to happen in the next 2 weeks. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, guys, we have the bootcamp starting in May, the first week of May. If you sign up now, you can get access to all the essential courses. So go through the essential courses, get yourself familiar with the system, and then we start on May 5th. And today for webinars, just before I leave, anyone go, what do we have today? Today we have options trading session. I think with Avi right now is happening. No, actually it happens at 12. So day trading options. Avi is one of the really best options day traders that I know in big account trading. So he's using fractal patterns. So he's gonna, for elite members, he's doing the mentorship session over there at 12 p.m. It's actually, sorry, it's not a mentorship. It's a webinar. But because Avi is in Dubai, it's at 12 p.m. Usually we have it in the evening, but Avi is in Dubai, so in our evening would be very early morning for him. So applying the fractal pattern strategy for structured trade setup. It's actually a very, very nice webinar. I might actually come myself in 1 hour. No, that's it. Yesterday. Sorry, I'm talking about yesterday. Oh, today is the Randy Howell. Like, I'm a crazy person. Like, yeah, today's Wednesday. Randy is today. Randy Howell. Is it April 23rd?
Yeah.
8 p.m. Oh, anyways, so I lost my time thing. Anyway, so Randy Howell is tonight for the psychology webinars, and options trading. Actually, yeah, I knew Avi has 11. Yeah, Avi is at 11 right now in the webinar room. Has the options session. So feel free to go there. I'm not crazy. Like, I haven't lost my.
No,
my
you're good.
And then Vanessa is
good.
at 12. Oh, okay, yeah. Perfect. Goodbye, guys.
Excellent. All right, guys. Thanks, Brian and Andrew. We're going to disconnect from chat. Thor's coming on chat room, and Lenny will be joining here on us with YouTube. So good afternoon, Lenny. How you doing, man?
Hey, Carlos. All good here. Everything all fine. What
Good,
about
man.
you? What a day in the markets, right?
Oh, beautiful day, man. It started off crappy for me. Got better with Nvidia, and then just Tesla now is just insane, man. Like, this thing is just rocking. So I'm in this right now still. But yeah, it's been beautiful, man. Beautiful trade here. So yeah, good to see you. Let me just make sure your screens are good. Okay, is that okay, the two screens I'm showing here, or do you want me to zoom it in a little bit more?
No, I think it's fine, right? Like the top screen is like very good visible, so that's I think the most one. That's the best one.
Okay, so let me zoom in a little. I'll zoom in even a little more then on the top screen. So, so you can use that one, and yeah, then you're all set, man.
Okay, perfect, awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Let's do some price action discussion today. So my name is Lenny, senior trader for P Capital Trading, and I am here because Paris is a couple of days traveling. It was a really amazing trading day today. A lot of volatility a lot of different dynamics coming together, right? The earnings in Tesla. We had the market news. Like I said yesterday in our session here, that I was expecting that Trump was going to back down if there was no tariff deal going to be made. I think that's also what happened, right? Yesterday, First Besant in the afternoon said that the de-escalation with China is necessary, and then later in the post market, and you can really see like how the price actually moved up, where basically announcing that Trump was not going to be playing hardball anymore on China, and also that their tariffs are gonna go down, right? And you can really see like yesterday in the post market here, like what an effect it had. The market moving up, and I believe there were some other soothing words this morning, even though this spiked down 5 minutes ago, was because there was another headline came out where Trump said that that Europe, the European Union and China is ripping the United States off. However, afterwards, comments coming out that Trump said that there will gonna be a fair trade deal with China. So then everything stabilized again and moving up again, right? What a headline market. What a headline market. So before we're gonna discuss what I traded today, what I had on my watch list, why I had it on my watch list, and everything that happened today, please tell me what you traded and how your trading day was. I can read the questions here. I think you trade Tesla good. All right, I also traded Tesla. I took 2 shorts directly after the open. Very interesting Tesla, right? The first 30 minutes was clearly weaker than the rest, and then the second half of the morning so far it was clearly stronger than the rest. But I took it 2 short here, but we'll explain it in a bit. Took it short for 4 minutes. Took it at here, took some partials and took more out of it. Took a little bit off with some more profit when it moved up, and then I got the rest out here. All right. MU, PLTR, AMD, all stocks in play, right? Especially AMD seemed also to be in play today. Really like the late pre-market was very strong in AMD, especially compared with Nvidia. Yeah, Nvidia held a little bit down. Then Nvidia showed weakness actually after the market opened. Well, AMD held a bit stronger. I think everything looked very strong after minute 4 or 5. Not everything, but like some stocks after minute 4 or 5. Same with Amazon. But then there came a little bit of a sell-off. This was my second trade of today, actually. Amazon, we'll discuss it in a bit. So I traded 2 stocks today, Amazon and Tesla. So let me see your comments. You're very welcome, Matthew. Just share me your questions. You can ask me anything on price action. So your profits were on MU and PLT. That's nice. You know, there was a lot potentially in play today. A lot of potential, but then, of course, always the question, what is really going to be stronger than the rest? Where's really going to be the volume? So, right, so we select stocks with a higher anticipation to be in play, and then we need the confirmation that they're actually being in play after the market opens. So your question, what is my outlook on SPY for today? My outlook on SPY, honestly, I don't know. I don't know. Like for today, like you really see the price actually rangy. Of course, we have had bullish news, but of course, we also already seen like quite a correction since yesterday. I also don't think the uncertainty is completely over. I also don't think that the SPY is now really weak. We're still like now at the lows of September last year, so I don't think we're really that with so much uncertainty that we're that down from the all-time high. So I don't know honestly what's gonna happen with SPY. SPY seems very choppy today. Choppy, actually not choppy. Well, moving up, moving down, moving up, moving down. It's a unique day, right? A day we cannot really compare it with other days. Another question. Ajax or Rotterdam FC? I think you mean Feyenoord, right? It's like the football club from Rotterdam. Yeah, I'm a Ajax guy. I'm from Amsterdam, but I also have to say I have sympathy definitely for Feyenoord. I definitely like some things. They're two different cultures, right? The Amsterdam culture and the Rotterdam culture, but I'm not a person to say that the Amsterdam culture is per se better than the Rotterdam culture. Actually, they suck both. No, that's also not completely true. It's just both have like good and bad, right? But I'm a Ajax guy for sure. Also, actually, my apartment is very close to the stadium, like 600 meters from the stadium. I can like hear like the noise in the stadium when there's a football match. So I get my headline news from Twitter. I think there's some really good Twitter accounts. I think it's very important, right? If you want to get information, I spoke yesterday also about it with some people about it. People ask me like how to get like actually objective news. I think the way to get objective news is like to really make a differentiate between observations and facts, right? And things that actually happened, and also the interpretations of what happened, right? And connecting the dots of what happened, right? And a lot of journalists, a lot of articles, they're already connecting the dots of what happened, right? They're connecting actually what happened, the facts. But that's also like where the bias comes in. And if you want to be objective news, you should not look at the bias of the report of the news agency. You want to just go to the source where actually like the facts and actually what happened is getting shared. And then you need to develop your own skill of actually being able to connect the dots and come to your own conclusion. Then you get like your own version, right? Then you form your own opinion and you form your own thing. And it's not related to the interpretation of journalists and news agencies, right? So I think it's a skill to really separate observations and facts and the interpretations of these observations and facts. So I like to go to Twitter, if I want to get news, there's like some reporters I follow that directly report things that are getting said, and then I form my own opinion on it. That's, I think, nice about Twitter because you can get really directly to the source. Of course, there's also like a lot of biased, and there's also a lot of uncensored, and also a lot of interpretations on it. Actually, there's a lot of interpretation on Twitter, but there's also Twitter channels or X channels that are going directly to the source and are sharing directly what has been said. So, yeah, Twitter. Tesla. What a story today, right? First 30 minutes is really weaker than everything else, and then you already saw like the squeeze here that already felt me okay. It's not the best, right? Everything looked very weak. We'll go more in depth later on it. Then we see the squeeze, 951. I don't like to get short if there has been squeezes. So I took some partials afterwards, and then suddenly the second half of the morning until now, Tesla is way stronger than the rest. Quite interesting, right? A really beautiful trend as well. So now the SPY going down, and now Tesla's going up. That's how you can see how it can also change. Yeah, that's why not the first time I heard that. Really, it's all fine. So what is trending right now? Actually, I think from everything else, Tesla could be the most interesting now, but I don't trade anymore. I contain my trading in the first 30 minutes of the day with the biggest volatility. Actually, there was like, I think, a nice entry in Amazon here, but I was preparing and doing some other things, and then I felt, and also because I'm not really trading so much after 10 a.m. I didn't take it. But I think here was like a decent entry in Amazon. I think Amazon was for sure the stock that is responding the best to the latest headlines in tariffs. For example, yesterday when the news came out in the post market, so actually during the day yesterday already, see, I traded. So yesterday during the day, I was already actually, like I said, waiting for U.S. administration to back down. Right, I said it yesterday. So during the intraday, that was already the first sign where Besant said, okay, we need de-escalation with China. So actually, I went long in Apple here, pretty heavy size. I'll share it here. Because I saw the news happening. I was already 1-2 minutes late, and then I guess I wasn't prepared enough. So I thought Apple, okay, definitely some exposure. So I thought, okay, I go long Apple. Was 12 news came out, so I went somewhere here long in Apple. Big size. It made a huge move up, and actually then more comments came out where Besant said, yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult. The negotiation with China and some other bad news came out and everything went down again. I went out at break even. But actually, I noticed already yesterday that after the news event, Amazon responded way more smooth to it. And it makes also sense, right? There's like a lot of Chinese advertisers and sellers on Amazon. I really noticed yesterday that Amazon was really responding super smooth to this yesterday tariff news. And then of course also in the post market yesterday, I cannot show it anymore, but also in the post market when the further capitulation of the US administration, the news came out here in the post market, it's a really, really strong strength, more smooth strength than the rest in the post market. So I thought, okay, Amazon is the stock that responds the best to the tariff news. And then it's also one of the reasons why I actually had it on my watch list, also because it just moved stronger than the rest. I'll show in a bit why I took my short here. But then, of course, we had Scott Bessent talking again at 10 a.m. this morning. And suddenly, like, we catch the trend here, right? And we see like the strength moving up. So small consolidation, higher lows, confirmation candle. So if there would be an entry, I thought, okay, maybe it should have been here exactly at 10:31, right? Move up, pullback, still higher lows, outside candle, inside candle, outside candle. I think if there was an entry, was there, considering everything, also considering that Amazon trading responding the best to the tariff news, to tariff headlines. And then it also made actually a very scalpable move up, right? Because then you could put your stop loss below this candle and it moved up. But in the moment, I did not take it. So it was a little bit late. So, okay, interesting. So you traded Marvel. It's been really stubborn. So why did you trade Marvel and why didn't you trade like the other semiconductors like Nvidia, AMD? Actually, SMCI was also pretty much in play today. Actually, SMCI showed a lot of strength after the market opened. Right, I see like SMCI also trading a little bit more independent. But I think this price action wasn't that smooth, even though the second candle was very strong. The third candle slowed down. So what is happening now? I think now. And let's take a look at why I traded. What I traded. Okay, you got in Marvel before last week when market has a dip, it was a swing. Yeah, I think if you're, I think it was I also invested some last week, more dollar cost averaging based, but I'm glad that I invested some last week to be able to get something for a good price. So why did I trade Amazon? Well, first of all, I discussed, right, that their trading, they seem to be responding very well to the tariffs, to the tariff headlines. And of course, in the pre-market was again relative smooth moving up. And also noted that in the late pre-market, it was actually also moving up while other stocks were doubting in the late pre-market, right? You see like Nvidia, little bit doubting here. Actually, it dumped 20 minutes before the market opened. There were some other stocks also. PLTR was also doubting before the market opened, before the last 30 minutes. Intel was also strong. Meta was also strong, actually. But you see, Meta held sideways the last 30 minutes, but Amazon actually was moving up further. So I thought, okay, Amazon could be strong. Then the first candle in Amazon was relatively strong. Second candle, inside candle. Third candle, breaking out. Also breaking out like this trend line here of the inside candle and retesting, closing above it. Then the fourth candle came down, held above. My entry should have been here at the close of this third candle, because at that point also it was stronger than the SPY in the Qs. Right? Because the SPY first candle was red and the first candle in okay, was I think I think still it traded a little bit independent and also a little bit stronger than the SPY in the Qs, right? Because the first candle was stronger. So I think the entry should have been at the close, but I doubt. As long as I got my entry here, actually I went to a little bit more than 1 hour. If I would have had my stop in place, probably would have got my target. But if I would have gotten in here where I should have gotten in at the close, when it made the red to green move, also above the pre-market high, I for sure would have reached my target. And then it moved down. And then afterwards, actually, it made a move up. It's really crazy volatility, right? And here the trend actually happened. So this one was a loser. And then we had Tesla. Interesting story, right? Tesla reporting very, very bad earnings. Still gapping up, probably because of the tariff news. In the late pre-market, we already saw 2 times big dumping, right? The late pre-market. Look at here. This is not. If I see this in the late pre-market, I'm more happy to go long than short. Look at here, dumping, and then later again dumping. Okay, that looks weak. And then the first candle, bam, also weak, selling off. While the SPY second minute also, while the SPY and Q held relatively well. Then the third candle, the volume was okay, third candle, but the price action was already slowing down a little bit. But I thought, okay, we got the catalyst. There's enough room on the ATR left, right? Intraday just moved $6 with an ATR of $20. Thought, okay, I go short here. And then we see an engulfing candle, so again a weak signal. We sold off further. Actually had definitely some profit. Actually the candles slowing down again. Almost got stopped out because I had my stop loss above the previous candle. We saw some more weakness. Range rejection, closing below high volume. So at a certain point I added here a bit more, right? Really respecting the sell-off. And I got profit here. So profit here and profit here. And then actually I expected it to move down. But then also the talks of Besant started because they were going to speak 10 a.m. So perhaps I should have gotten out. I don't know. But like here, I got rid of more of my position because I saw it like creeping up. And it didn't happen what I wanted to happen. And then also I got the rest out a little bit above VWAP. But Tesla was more or less a break-even trade, not a losing trade in the end. And it could have been a big winner if it could have sold off. And I definitely could see it selling off further, right? With so much weakness in the first 15, 20 minutes after such a gap up, after such bad earnings. Would have been a nice, I definitely had like some of my position for a bigger short, but it didn't happen. And then actually everything turn around, right? Look at this. Look at this. Firm sell-off, firm buying. Actually also now holding stronger. Fascinating, right? That how it can change from first being way weaker than everything else and then being way stronger than everything else. And now just forming a low volatile range. Yeah. Tesla's really about the FSD, right? The self-driving technology that makes developments. There's the self-driving taxi promises and hopes, and of course, there's also a lot of validity in these hopes. And of course, the robotics. And yeah, I also read yesterday that Elon Musk has an issue with the robots because they need the rare earth metals in China. In the tariff war, set up export controls from these rare earth metals. So perhaps that's also the reason why Tesla is responding so positively. Markets now seems to break below again. So let's see if we get any new headlines. Okay, there's some more headlines a couple of minutes ago. Declines. So there's no unilateral offer from Trump to cut China tariffs. Okay, so that's like a couple of minutes ago. So that's again bearish news. Besson said full China trade deal may take 2 to 3 years. And Besson does not have time frame for start of China talks. Will have to take place at lower levels than Trump and Xi. And he also said, I don't have a stand on whether Trump has legal authority to fire Powell. So that's all, again, bearish news for the markets, right? Therefore now things are crying a little bit. And he says we're very close to a tariff deal with India. So we see some volatility again. Very headline driven markets, right? Yeah, so were there any clear misses of today? Yeah, I think perhaps this 1031 entry would have been okay. Considering the strength, considering everything as discussed. Not really sure. Let's take a look what all the other tech names did today. Microsoft is always very choppy. Google also choppy. Meta. It promised it actually to do something. But then it never convinced. AMD actually it also looked promising after 4 or 5 minutes. But it also never confirmed. Micron. Nvidia. I'm not really sure there was any misses. Apple and the market up also very choppy. Tesla, yeah, perhaps a 2-minute ORB down, but now I would not be simply according to my rules to get here short for the 2-minute ORB. Amazon. Like the entry, I like the trade, but just like I got in like at the high of the day break, I think it's best to not get in at the high of the day break because it messes up the risk to reward a bit. Best to get in before the high of the day break. Then I definitely would have gotten to my first target. So what did PLTR do today? Okay, PLTR showed some more trend. It wouldn't really be according to my trading style to trade this though. Intel very choppy. Intel also had a catalyst this morning. They're cutting 20% of the workforce. But this looks like nothing, of course. Right. Second candle bigger, smaller than the first candle. Third candle engulfing candle, long sides, a lot of contradictory signals. It's not convincing. Yeah, ENPH. BA also actually showed strength in the pre-market, closing the pre-market at the high. Volume only came in the 3rd minute. Nicey stock. Sometimes the volumes comes in a little bit later, showing some strength, but not enough. Yeah, so basically that was it for my watch list. So what did you else trade? Perhaps you could share the ticker and a time when you went in. Nice. So you took Amazon short. That's a decent mover on these tariff headline news. Yes, market selling off further. Market's taking this latest news that I just shared. Again, bearish. Yeah, so he said there's no unilateral offer from Trump to cut the China tariffs. Yeah, they want to get to the table, but I don't think China has been open for it to get to the negotiation table. But US seems to really want to go to they've been urging China to get to the negotiation table. But China said stop the bullying first. Let's see. Very, very headline driven all. So where were actually the trends today? So you went short. I see in the comment you went short Amazon 1108. Yeah, really a trend, right? Perhaps on the 2-minute chart it looks a bit more cleaner. 1108. Okay, so you went shorter actually. It's not crazy, right? See like firm candles, even though it's also slowing down a little bit, high volume, pullback, rejection, inside candle, low volume, outside candle rejecting. Actually makes sense. Especially at the close of this candle. I definitely could see what you mean there on the 2-minute chart, right? Sometimes the 2 minutes a little bit later on the day could be more clean compared with the first candle, compared with the 1-minute time frame. The question, where do I see it? I see it on Twitter. There's a Bloomberg channel I follow, but also some other channels. Okay, also confirm on the 5-minute and 50-minute time frame. So let me check 5-minute, 50-minute. Okay, I see. There's a trend. Candle's becoming a little bit smaller in the trend though. But I can imagine that you see the trend in there. Actually, I really liked my Amazon trade, especially if I would have bought it at the close of the candle. Right, so we had the almost direct catalyst, first candle relative strong, late pre-market strong, first candle strong, inside candle, now also forming a trend line, right? We got the double bottom on the bottom side, we got the trend line, and the third candle closing at the pre-market high. So I think a lot of, and at that point also, of course, the trend line got broken. third candle also came down, so it retested the pre-market high. Fourth candle, the red to green move, showing that it wanted to hold above the pre-market high and above the opening range. So I think here would have been a great entry. Stop loss below the previous candle, right? Or below the double bottom. Doesn't have to be higher. It would have been a nice scalp up. My entry was a little bit late. I remember the split second, I thought like, okay, this is late, but it looks so strong, just get in. So actually it made a move. And then it moved how much? A little bit less than $1. Still good, right? Even though you didn't went to my target. If you're able to anticipate the $1 move in Amazon, I think that was definitely a potential price imbalance between the buyers and the sellers. So apparently the buyers were that strong that after my entry, it moved $1. That's it. I think the issue with a day like this, everything, so much was happening. Tesla had earnings, there were like this tariff news, a lot of stocks in play, everything gapping up. Everybody probably had FOMO. Like in my first 2 years of trading, these were like my worst days, where we expected everything would happen. But it's just like a trading day, like any other day, where you just need to really be careful, extremely careful of taking perfect trades, at least if you scalp the momentum directly after the open, as I do. But like, if everything is hyped up, you could get FOMO. This is also what I said to all my mentees in the live trading session and in the pre-market sessions, that be careful. Because everybody's like, yeah, do you think like first going to be a pullback before it moving up, or what's going to happen? I said, I don't know. We're just going to read the price action. Don't get FOMO on everything that's happening in the pre-market. Amazon, I think, definitely gave an interesting setup, and I think Tesla was also an interesting setup. It also made a move, I think, Tesla, right? My first short 248.50, and it moved all the way to 244.50. So that's like $4 move. Yeah, so you said, whoever said trading is the process of transferring funds from the impatient to the patient had a point. Yeah, I think in investing and in trading, it's really about, I always say it, the combination of having some kind of extreme discipline, extreme patience, and at the same time having that talent that knows, while having the right technical skills, to get in at the moment when you have to get in, right? So it's not only about having technical skills, it's also about having actually that talent of being able to apply and process the information to execute your technical skills, and at the same time having that extreme discipline. And that's also like why it's so extremely hard, right? I think if somebody could trade the market open every day, like 8-10 market opens every day, so like the first 30 minutes of the market, just every day, there won't be any issue, right? Because there won't be any FOMO. You can just wait for the most perfect setups. There won't be any issue. But it gets it hard, right? Because I think the good opportunities are scarce, and we're full of adrenaline, and we want to get in. Yeah, I can imagine. Also, don't think that Tesla was that perfect today. Like look at the first 3 candles. I prefer it to actually like a speeding up. But now you see like the candles actually slowing down in the first 3 minutes. Then the fourth candle was okay. Fifth candle was like engulfing. Okay, so then it looked weak again. But at the same time, we still have like that slowing down in the first leg. And then it was kind of the squeeze candle here, which is also not optimal. But then we see then the rejection here in candle number 8. Then we see, yeah, perhaps another rejection candle. We see like the micro head and shoulders. Then we see the inside candle. We see another rejection, low volume, again engulfing, selling down, coming up, decreasing volume, again a rejection, and again a rejection. Okay. Understanding that there was also like a lot of relative market weakness, right? Because at that point, the SPY was still going up very firmly, and Tesla was going down. So okay, now we're also weaker compared with the market. Of course, the earnings were really, really bad, but you shouldn't interpret the news too much for the price action. So I sold it. So I added to my position. A little bit of a squeeze candle. So I took some more partials. And then the rest is history, right? Besant started to speak. No follow through. Not a big candle. So I took some of my position. But yeah, interesting price action, right? Every day is puzzling again. It's the most intellectual puzzle in the world. Yeah, you said trading with others add to FOMO. It also depends like with who you trade, right? And also depends like what are like how you're discussing it. Like everybody said, yeah, I'm getting in here. Then you get the FOMO. But if you just focus on the technicals, like you share with each other like the technical information, but not sharing whenever you get in or when you're not getting in, then there's less FOMO, but you're just like sharing, hey, I see here a breakout, here this stock has volume, here's the good order flow, here's the relative strength, etc. Then it could be useful. Yeah, so what is SPY doing? Like a little bit of a pullback. Yeah, I think we already recovered quite some, right, from the lows of 2 days ago. On Monday, the low was 508.46 in the SPY, and now we're trading at 538. So that's also already like a big recovery. I think stock markets are still holding quite well compared to all the uncertainty. But the treasury yield stayed up 10-year. Let's see what it's doing now. 10%. 10-year, I'm sorry. Yeah, 4.33%. That's at least lower than it was yesterday, right? Yesterday was 4.4. I believe this morning it was 4.29. So it might be stabilizing a little bit. So now it's time for some bluffing again. Yeah, so I'm a trader. I do long-term investing and I do scalping the open. And it sounds like it's the complete opposite, but at the same time, it's also very, very, it helps each other, right? Because if you know your companies that you're investing in, you know the news, you know the market, then you can also anticipate where's the volume, right? Where are going to be the transactions? And that's what you can use again for finding stocks in play to trade, to scalp the market open. Right. For example, yesterday Tesla reported very bad earnings, but yeah, I think the market also anticipated very bad earnings. Therefore, like it already came down so much, so I wasn't inclined actually to take it short on the bad earnings, even though also like the price action didn't show that conviction, so much conviction in the short. Yeah, so where's the trend happening? I think it's more or less following the markets a little bit. Maybe time for a little pullback again, little short price action. Of course, we had some bearish comments again. What a headline. What a headline news, right? I used to work for a prop firm. So I really started trading a little bit before the year before Biden got elected. And afterwards, I worked for a prop firm in the Netherlands. And they all told me that like that when the first administration of Trump was all the time headline news, all the time. Everybody was trading only headlines, headlines, headlines. And that's also like what we never forget it, because that was definitely a lot less on the Biden. And that's now starting again. Right? A lot of headline. Everybody's waiting for headlines. Yeah, the whole market's going down. There's been like, of course, we've seen like a huge move up, and now we see some bearish comments again. So we see a nice downtrend. On the other hand, in hindsight, everything is easy. Right? Life is easy looking backwards, connecting the dots. But life and also trading should be done forward. I also had some stocks with earnings this morning. GEV, but all low liquidity names. Lower liquid names. Not a lot of not clean trends, a lot of overlap. Maybe with NEE, energy stock company, also not nice, right? Look at the first 5 minutes, a lot of overlap. Moving up, a lot of overlap. Not the best. PM, Philip Morris, right? By the way, interesting. They're just gapping up into all-time high. The Tobago company, they're doing something well. No worries. No tariff fears. Philip Morris is freshly gapping up, also being strong last couple of days, but last couple of weeks. But yeah, this is just, of course, ugly, choppy price action. T also reported earnings. It was in the pre-market already being ugly. So yeah, this is like the choppy price action that you want to avoid. When I teach my mentees or when I teach in the webinars, it's always about avoiding choppy price action. Right? And what is the best way to avoid choppy price action? Well, recognize it and then do not trade anything that's choppy. And this is, of course, choppy. A lot of overlap. First candle, the wick, second candle, big, third candle, slowing down, rejection, fourth candle, deep pullback. Of course, sometimes it's also not easy. UMC, also not great price action first 6 minutes, all like in the same range. These are all stocks that had earnings. VRT. Maybe on a 2-minute chart looks better. Not the best. ENPH was actually also interesting this morning. Also one of the earning plays. Was only the few that actually sold off yesterday after earnings. Pre-market was actually a little bit erratic, right? The 1 hour before the market, though, we saw like a strong move up in ENPH. So 1 hour before the open, and then we saw like the big sell-off again. So I thought, then yes, that's not really clear. In the market, though, we saw some more weakness. And perhaps I can imagine if people would have been trapped there actually for a short, but I wouldn't be convinced to go short. They never see like a huge squeeze, so also not trading well. EQT also not trading well. Boeing with earnings. It's really complicated with the nicey stock. Sometimes the volume just comes in later. I already noticed the first minute, where's the volume? No volume. Second minute, neither. And then the volume came in only minute 3. Now UMC is, the company is United Microelectronics Corporation. It could be. Do you have a clear strategy? So you say that you're trading. That could be interesting to trade fading earnings exuberance over exuberance. Okay, if you got a clear strategy, interesting. You could share more about it. I also like to trade earnings. But I like to trade earnings if I see clear price contraction on the daily chart, really where the price is actually getting locked up on the daily chart, then the earnings coming out, and you see really super strong price action in the first couple of minutes, really extraordinary strong or weak price action, while the price action is also breaking out from a price contraction on the daily chart, and preferable also having kind of shocking earning news, right? If there's really like a big sell-off, a lot of weakness, and then there's like good earnings coming out, and then you're breaking out with a lot of price contraction, with a lot of strength, then I enjoy to trade the earnings, but it's not happening all the time. I'm not sure what it is, Red Ducky. Let me Google it. Yeah. It's a good question. Never tried it. Now I get it. I never did any mewing techniques. Okay, so you've seen shorts that your strategy gives often are earning fades. Earning fades, all right. Time flies actually. Already at the end of the hour. I think I'll be Friday. Tomorrow I won't be here. But Friday I'll be here again. If you're interested, you could check out my full course on opening range break trading. And if you send me a mail, I could get you a discount code for it. So you could send me a mail, lenny@pcapitaltrading.com. I could get you a discount and an hour of free coaching. And I think you can find the link to the course in this chat. So I'll be here Friday as well. Tomorrow I won't be here, but Friday, yes. Friday again. And now for the rest of the day, I would not be my style to trade. Tomorrow morning again, 30 minutes of peak performance, right? Of hyper focus. Let's see what will happen. Google earnings, I think they're tomorrow, not today after the market closed. So really looking forward to the Google earnings. Google on daily chart more or less looks a bit like the same like the rest, even though it got sold off a little bit more. Let's see what are the ideas to deal with the disruption of all the LLM models on their Google search. Let's see how they develop their quantum computing chip. Let's see what are their plans with AI, because they're one of the AI innovators, right? AI leaders. With the CEO, I'm not sure if I pronounced it well, of Google Mind, Hassabis or Demis Hassabis. It's very interesting, very funny. You know, like in the 90s, when one of my first computer games I played was a game you had to build like a theme park. You know, actually like the name of the game was also Theme Park, I believe. You know, you had to build like a theme park with roller coasters, etc. And actually, the same guy, the CEO of Google Mind, was actually the creator of that game. And already back then, in the early 90s, he already wanted to apply artificial intelligence to that game. Right? So you see like how life always brings back things together. So somebody asked where to find my class. I think you can find it in the chat room. I'll copy the link. Not sure if I can copy the link. So I see a question, basics. I don't seem to be able to copy it, but like a little bit, if you scroll a little bit above here in the chat, basic, you can find a link to my trading terminal course by Lenny. It says, learn to master the opening range break strategy. And then just send me a mail for a discount code. Lenny at pcapitaltrading.com. I'm also actually very curious about Google and their Waymo development. What are their plans? Yes, thank you. The link to the course got copied. So yeah, let's see tomorrow. New day, new chances. Scalping the open. I think the rest of the day, if there's no more headline coming out, perhaps you've seen the biggest volatility. So let's see. Have a great day. See you Friday again. Any questions, send me a mail. Bye-bye.